Raider Nation, it's Mitchell Renz here, host of the Raiders Report, and today's show is presented by Prize Picks. The day after the Raiders' final preseason, there's a lingering question. Which players are going to make the roster? Which players are not going to make the roster? We're going to have a lot of those conversations today, and we're going to be doing that when we recap our preseason Week 3 loss to the San Francisco 49ers. I'm also going to be breaking down my reaction to some of the things that our head coach, Klint Kubiak, said today to the media. We're going to go through some winners and losers, and then we're going to look at some roster bubble candidates, and I'm going to tell you whether or not I'm going to keep them or whether or not I am going to cut those players. This is always kind of a hard time of the year. I'm not going to lie. You follow a new staff, you follow new players into the offseason, and you want to be able to root for all these guys. But the harsh reality of this gig is, it ends for a lot of these guys. There's 89 players on the roster. We got to get down to 53 people on this team, and it's a harsh reality. It's kind of a difficult reality to be able to wrap our mind around, but after all, that's why we're here. And for those of you that do not know, I will be here every single Raiders game day. The day after a Raiders game day, I'm going to be here the following day talking to y'all, breaking it all down, all things going on around the Las Vegas Raiders. So let's go through some of these Klint Kubiak presser takeaways. He did say that the Raiders are going to be active on that waiver wire period. For those of you that do not know, they are first on the waiver priority list, and that's important, right? Like, there's going to be a lot of roster cuts that are going to be made. There's going to be certain players, think of like a Cedric Tillman, whether you think we should get him or not, those are going to be players that if the Raiders won, we can say, hey, that guy's number one on our priority list. That's going to be somebody that we go out and we try to go get. Kubiak said that, this is a team that's got 3 quarterbacks ready to play. There's a conversation that needs to be had whether or not we keep Aiden O'Connell or not. I think that we are going to keep AOC unless he wants to go have another opportunity elsewhere, but that, to me, is going to be a conversation, but it looks like Klint is very confident in all 3 of the quarterbacks that he had. This was the number one reason why I wanted to talk about the Klint Kubiak presser, because it was the number one conversation that I felt like I had with myself last night. It was the number one conversation that I feel like I had with Raider Nation in that show yesterday. It was the Fernando Mendoza interception. And if you see the quote from Klint Kubiak, there's no doubt in my mind our head coach thinks that interception is on Jalen Nailor and not on Fernando Mendoza. Yesterday in that game, I said to myself, one factor in preseason games is we don't know what coaches want to see. Like, obviously, they want to see Fernando complete the football. Obviously, they want to see first downs, touchdowns. You want to see the obvious stuff, no doubt about it. But if there's been one factor that the Raiders have, I think, asked Mendoza to do, it's go out there and rip the football down the field. Try to push the ball down the field and make something happen. And when you do that, you're going to run into some issues from time to time. But, for Kubiak to say that Jalen's got to make the play, that is very noteworthy to me. And, I've watched that play over and over and over again. And, I am a big believer. If it hits your hands, you should catch the football. And is it a great throw by Mendoza? Yes, and kind of no. It's a little bit high. But for Kubiak to say this tells me Klint Kubiak is telling Fernando Mendoza, I want you pushing the ball down the field. And if mistakes happen, mistakes happen. But this right here tells me everything I need to know. Klint Kubiak, I thought it was an excellent throw. That is our head coach telling all of Raider Nation, the entire NFL world, that, hey, I thought that the interception that our young rookie quarterback had was an excellent throw. He ripped it, just like we asked him to do on time. That tells me everything I need to know about that throw on Mendoza. And I get it. It ended up in an interception. But this is also an organization that paid Jalen Nailor 3 years, $35 million. They want you to be that guy. They're paying you to be that guy and come down with that ball. So, for Klint Kubiak to say that, yeah, I already knew I was going to ask all of y'all out there, is the Fernando Mendoza interception, is that on Fernando? Give me a Y for yes. Give me an N for no. I'm going to give some shout-outs here on the program today. I want to know what you guys have to say. I want to know what you guys have to think. because this is a conversation that is going to happen. We're going to talk about the wide receiver room. We're going to be interacting down below. But is not to say that it's not total. Like, there is some blame on Fernando. You can't tell me that there's not at least a little bit of blame on Fernando. But to me, I've watched the play. I've heard our head coach talk, and now I think that we as fans have to say, yeah, I get it. It says interception in the box score. But if my head coach is telling my quarterback to rip the ball down the field, be aggressive, because what I see Klint Kubiak's offense with Kirk Cousins is being methodical, chipping down the field little by little. With Mendoza, they want to see what they got, and they are, man. They're letting it absolutely rip down the field. So I am seeing a lot of no's. I'm seeing some yeses down below. I see Stoffel the Badger, no from Pop Toes. Also, Pop Toes, I saw you got a brand new job. Congratulations to my guy Pop Toes. John Scheffler says no. Richard's going to go with a no. Big Raz, I hear you loud and clear. Well, I also am getting word from my bosses that today's show is presented by Prize Picks. I got to tell you about our presenting sponsor here. If you don't know, I won not only once but 2 lineups yesterday on Prize Picks. And if you gave me a follow at Mitchell Renz 365, then you too could have also gone home with that $150 in lineups to play with. Use code HMA. I'm going to say it again. Use code HMA to Sherlock, Big Raz, Charles, Watkins down below. And if you do that and you win your first $5 lineup, you're going to go home with $150 in lineups to be able to play with. So the one lineup that I had yesterday was a $5 to win, $15 power play. Took the more on Taylor Green. Took the less on Fernando Mendoza. That ended up being a win. The other lineup that I ended up rolling with, which you go to the very end of the game. Honestly, even though this was not a 3-for-3 win for me, the number one reason why you play Prize Picks, go look at the final drive that Jacob Clark goes out there on the field. And if you're like, Mitch, why the hell am I watching Jacob Clark in the final 60 seconds of a preseason game? I'll say the most fun I think I had in a Prize Picks perspective last night was the Jacob Clark drive. And I only say that because I needed Albert O to get me 4 receiving yards, and I would have won that. If you didn't watch the game last night, Jacob Clark threw the ball to Albert O. Albert O came down with the ball, and I'm sitting over there going, first down, won my Prize Picks, let's effing go. 3 seconds later, he's out of bounds. It was an incomplete pass. Like, it was so fun in the moment. Like, that's why I want people to play Prize Picks. It's going to turn you into a fan, even if it's the fourth quarter of a third preseason game and Jacob Clark slinging the pill to Alberto. That's why you should play Prize Picks. And also the other factor is, well, I did win, so you should have gotten $150 in lineups to play with. Shout out to Prize Picks, America's #1 sports pick app out there. All right, let's keep on rocking through some of these Klint Kubiak presser takeaways, and then I am going to go through and tell y'all about some of the deals that we have. Actually, after this Crawford one, let's go to the deals, and we'll go back into some of the Klint Kubiak pressers. Also, big thing for these Friday shows, it's going to be the same way. Monday after a game on Sunday, I need some hashtag Raiders questions, or I need some super chats to be able to talk. We're going to be breaking it all down. I know it's the preseason. It's how I wanted this show to be able to go, and I'll say it like this. I got 2 shows on tap for all of y'all. If you want me to stay live, I will stay live a little bit longer. If not, it's all good. We can get into our weekend here. But Crawford, for Keyron, they're still evaluating that injury. They still are trying to figure out what's happening, and I don't really anticipate we're going to get too much word on the Crawford injury until roster cuts. I think when roster cuts happen, that's when we're going to find out what the injury is on Crawford. Is he going to go on short-term IR? Is it going to be long-term IR? Or if he's on the 53-man, that tells me that they expect him back before Week 5, essentially, which would be a very, very big thing, just so all y'all know out there. So, today's deals here on the Raiders Report. Yesterday, I wanted to be able to give away a Fernando Mendoza jersey, and I don't know, I was a little bit disappointed with some of the stuff that I saw on the internet last night from Raider Nation, and I get that there's frustrations around a young quarterback playing. But, I saw some stuff out there that, I was not very happy about. And I want Fernando Mendoza to know, I want Raider Nation to know, I rock with Fernando. I believe in Mendoza. And he looks like a rookie right now. You know why? Because that's exactly what he is. He's a rookie being put into situations where He's with the second, third string Raiders team. And the second and third string Raiders team look like a 3-4 win Raiders football team because that's what we were last season. We got to be able to roll with the punches with our quarterback. And I'm just going to keep on saying it like this. I have been somebody that has disagreed with a lot of the things that our organization has done. But I am on board with the way that we are really going about this process with Fernando Mendoza. And I've said it before. The only way that I wanted Mendoza to start is if it was a perfect situation, is if he was perfect and he was that guy where we knew we had to start him over Kirk Cousins. He hasn't been that guy, and that's okay, because if I'm hearing Klint Kubiak say the things that Klint Kubiak is saying about him and everything else, if they're happy about his trajectory, I'm happy about his trajectory. So today, I'm giving away a Fernando Mendoza jersey just so he knows, so Raider Nation knows, and everybody knows out there. I am a believer in Fernando Mendoza. If you want me to sign it, I can sign it. I have the jersey right here for you. So if it is a jersey you want me to sign, I've had people ask me to sign jerseys in the past. If you want me to, I will. So the way that we're going to do today's show is this. If you're in the top 10 of RXP, you're all going to get a ticket. If you're in first place, you get 10 tickets. If you're in second place, you get 9 tickets. If you're in third place, you get 8. If you're in 10th, you get 1 ticket. If you want an opportunity to get more tickets to win that Mendoza jersey, $10 super chat, we spin the wheel. $20 Venmo if you're trying to get in the duck race to win a little bit of money, at Mitchell Renz 365. And then some of you guys might see something there that says, fight me. This is going to be something that I want to be able to do during the regular season. And I know during a preseason game, there's not as much, oomph. Well, let's call it like oomph. After a Raiders loss on a normal game day, there's going to be people that are going to be angry about how that game went. Well, if you're upset about Fernando Mendoza, and if you want me to be more critical on Fernando, it's not really going to happen today. But we're going to play a fun little game, and you're going to get credit for a bang. And if you beat me in a fight, I'll chug a beer today. That's going to be my penalty. Also, on top of that, I'm going to put $20 for you in the duck race. So if you beat me in a fight today, my punishment is I got to chug a beer, and I'm going to add your name to the duck race. Who knows? Maybe you're going to win some money. No matter what, though, I want to be able to have some fun today. I've never done what I'm about to do, and if it goes well, who knows? Maybe we can keep on doing some stuff like this in the future. What's up, Bo Mackey? Love the profile pic. Raider Nation, let's effing go. What up, Bo Mackey? I see you, man. Thank you for watching. Sherlock, do y'all think our defense is gelling? I think our defense didn't play so vanilla. I think our defense looked a lot better. What's kind of funny about yesterday's preseason game is I feel like it is the exact polar opposite of the first preseason game, where first preseason game, Kirk Cousins, the offense looked good. Fernando Mendoza, 9-16. We were like, man, Kirk Cousins, Fernando, they looked really good, but special teams was crap. Defense was crap, right? We're all in agreement. Second preseason game, I feel like, I didn't really get a good answer on offense, defense, or special teams. Third preseason game comes out there, and Fernando struggles a little bit, but hearing what Klint Kubiak said, I feel a lot better about it. I also looked at that starting offense, and I thought, okay, it's a lot better. But that Rob Leonard defense, let's be real with ourselves, was significantly better in that game. Their second and third unit, and I'll talk about, I was pretty disappointed when I looked at our linebacker tape, like Tommy Lindenberg, Shea Gunalobi, those guys to me did not play well, that second team unit. But you know who did really play well, I thought? Our first team unit. Taron Johnson played well. Quay Walker, I love what I saw from him. N'Kobe Dean, Eric Stokes played a phenomenal football game. And we'll be better with Max Crosby out there on the field. Our defense yesterday in that first team unit, I do think did a good job. And probably my favorite stat that I had to write it down the moment that I saw it. Yesterday, the San Francisco 49ers going into the second half were 0 for 6 on third down. Third down has been a backbreaker. Wow, it's tough to even say. That's how difficult third down's been. I can't even say it. It's been so difficult we can't even get off the field on third down on Madden. But as a Raiders fan, I feel like third down has been a kryptonite, and I feel like it's a kryptonite for bad defenses. Yesterday, we were 0 for 6 getting them off the field on third down. That's a huge, huge win in my book for Rob Leonard. And you saw you saw a little bit in glimpses yesterday. He was not afraid to, ramp it up a little bit and go out and get after the quarterback. So let me know down below. I want to hear one word to describe Fernando Mendoza's performance up against the 49ers. Let me know. Let me know down below. We're going to give some shout-outs here on the Raiders Report, and I'm looking, and I see Angela Sherlock right now is in the duck race. I'm hoping we get a few more people in here tuning in, pulling up. What up, Big Raz? I see you down there. Brian says, is that mediocrity? I feel like the word that I have for Mendoza right now is expected. Like, if you would have told me Fernando Mendoza would be playing with the offensive line, the receivers that he's had, I think he would probably look the way that he's looked, where there's been some really good glimpses of, man, that guy's special. And then there's been some glimpses of, yeah, he looks like a rookie. And I think like that's what he looks like to me. He looks like a rookie on a team that's got a brand new head coach, brand new offensive coordinator, but there's not a doubt in my mind that you can see the special. Like, when that ball comes out of his hands, it's a rocket ship. He's putting balls in really accurate spots, but I also don't know if he's trusting everybody around him right now. I don't know if he's fully trusting himself at times to let it rip. But when he's in like that confident state of mind and he's got that momentum going, he looks really good. But then when, that crap moment happens, you can tell he does. He looks like a little bit of a rookie. I feel like his games, he has started a little bit slow. First preseason, second preseason, third preseason game. He started and he looked like he had some jitters, and like that's the other part of the equation that I think sometimes we as fans forget, we as people forget. These guys are also people, right? Like I saw a video the other day, Fernando Mendoza's dad recording Fernando running out onto the field. Like he's watching him, he's doing it like, that's his kid running out onto the field. It's like we expect these guys to be able to shut off that part of their brain. But, dude, imagine you're a kid, you're Fernando Mendoza, somebody that 2 years ago, people probably laughed when they said, like, you want to go to the NFL. And now you're the number 1 overall pick. You're running out on the field. You're getting to live your dreams. Like, that's a pretty crazy reality. And I think like that's the other part of the equation why Fernando's not ready to start right now. It's, you can tell Kirk Cousins looks like a veteran, and you can tell Fernando Mendoza looks like a rookie. I got more Klint Kubiak presser takeaways here in just a moment, but I do see some super chats rolling in. What up, Kendall? Patience is a virtue. Mendoza will be our guy all in good time. And Kendall, like, I agree with you. The more and more I watch Fernando, and that's kind of why I appreciate this preseason in particular, because I think if you watch the game, and you really watch the game and you slow it down, Fernando looks a lot better. If all you do is look at the box score, you're going to be like, man, Fernando doesn't play well. So it's kind of been a fun thing for me of you can tell which people want to take the let's go the negative Mendoza route because I know I'm going to be able to get a lot of interactions from it, but I think it just says I'm not really watching the game. And then you got the other path of you can tell that he's made some mistakes, but there's no doubt he's got 5 or 6 throws this preseason where you're going, there's only 15 guys in the NFL that are making that throw. And even the Jalen Naylor interception. The Jalen Naylor interception is not a perfect throw. But you know what? Brock Bowers catches that football. Michael Mayer catches that football. I can't say Trey Tucker would because he's too short, but it hit him in the hands. And in my mind, you just paid him 3 years, $35 million. Is that a lot of money for a receiver? No, it is not. But in the same breath, if Klint Kubiak says we expect Jalen Naylor to make that catch, you bet your ass I'm going to sit up here and say, I expect Jalen Naylor to make that catch. Also, we do have some NFL news. The Cleveland Browns have just waived 12 players. So what's going to happen here? This is kind of an interesting day around the National Football League. NFL roster cuts are due by 6 p.m. Eastern time on Sunday, August 30th. Obviously, if any Raiders cuts end up happening, if there's any Raiders news that ends up going down today, tomorrow, Sunday before roster cuts day, I hope that y'all know I'm going to be here. I'm going to be keeping you guys up to date. I am off tomorrow. Tomorrow's some college football. I do want to have one off day this week, if that's cool with all y'all. But You already know if the Raiders cut 10 guys tomorrow, I'm going to be sitting there in my house. Chuck's going to be between my legs, and he's going to be like, hey, are we going outside on a walk? And I'm going to be going, well, hey, I got to talk about these 10 players first. What up, a Raider? Excited to see how we do one-on-ones. Yesterday was against the twos, so it's a little tough to evaluate our ones fully. I definitely I agree with that. I mean, the 49ers, though, did have some starters out there. Like, they didn't have all their starters out there. They played predominantly their backups. But the good part about San Francisco is that is one of the deepest teams in the NFL. It's a really well-coached team. Like, that's been a team, despite injuries, they've still been able to win a lot of football games. And, yes, it was against their twos, but they got a lot of experience in that two group. Like, when you see certain teams in the NFL, depth is a really big factor, and the 49ers depth compared to our depth is a lot different, but it'll be cool to see our team, up against other ones, offense, defense, top to bottom, no doubt about it. All right, fight number one. Let's get it going. Craig Nelson! Bang! All right, y'all, the name of the game today. If you beat me in a fight, I got to chug a beer. And if you beat me in a fight, I put you in the duck race. Craig, obviously I know you're Venmo. So, Craig, if you win this fight, I'm going to add you into the duck race. And right now it's just you and Sherlock. Actually, shout out to Dylan Kane for getting in the duck race as well. The more people that get in, the more money that we can give away. It's how I'm going to say it. But we're about to fight, Craig. I hope that y'all are ready for this. Let me know who you got in a fight. Me, type M, or are you going to go with Craig, type C? Watch the game this AM due to yet another fantasy football live draft. All right, you're getting ready for our draft. Kirk looks ready. Washington is a stud. I said it in my video this morning, Craig. They can take it easy with Genty. Like, I'm not kidding you. If they wanted to say, hey, Ashton, just take it easy. I want you back 110%. I think they could do it because of how good Mike Washington Jr. and how ready he looks to be able to handle the load. Red zone defense was solid. Huh? Yeah. Yeah, hey, also, can we give a little bit of credit to Raider Nation yesterday? There was multiple times that 49ers got into the red zone. There was one time it was first down and goal, ball at the 8, and I remember going, third down and goal at the 30. Like, there was multiple penalties backing them up. Let's give some credit to Raider Nation for getting loud as well. Can anyone cover a freaking screen pass? Stukes getting better and better. Traden Stukes is getting better and better. He was working with the ones predominantly. He just always seems to be flying around the football, and I think the other part of can we cover a freaking screen pass, I think it's the one. I think we have a missed tackle issue. I also think some of our cornerbacks don't love to tackle. I also think that they did time up a lot of those screens in really good times because the Raiders brought some pressure from time to time. But I hear you. I hear you loud and clear. All right, Craig, let's get into this fight here. Let me know who you guys got. Give me a C for Craig. Give me an M for Mitch. I see C done. Type in that C for Craig. Richard Black is believing in me. Going with that M. CJ. That's right. You got to believe in yourself. You got to believe in yourself. Here we go. So I just found this out today, and I don't know how this is going to go in particular, but I know that we can fight. So, Reed, let's do it. We got a little battle royale, me against Craig Nelson. Battle to the death. You're going down, Craig. Come on, Mitch. It's not a good start. Craig, I always knew that we'd be sword fighting one day. Come on, Mitch. Take him out. Take him out. Let's go. 1-0. 1-0. Come on, man. That's a big dub for Team Mitch. That's a big dub for Team Mitch. 1-0. Who's taking me down today? Who's taking me down today? Let's go. Big Raz says it's rigged. We'll find out, I guess. We'll find out if it's rigged. What?
Oh, my goodness. What's funny is I tried to see if it actually was rigged because I was testing if I typed the first name and then the second name, is the first name always going to win? And I did probably 30 battles of just me versus you. And it was 50-50.
Okay.
It was very, very
That'd be actually hilarious. Like Reed never told me he's like, you're gonna win every fight.
No, it is definitely a 50-50 chance. Obviously, so I don't know if you can see if anyone could see, but like you can put abilities on people. You can put like luck after their name and they have more luck. But if you just write the name, it's 50-50.
All right. I love it. I love it. Shout out to Greg, dude. Craig says it's freaking rigged. Craig, I don't make the rules, dude. I don't make the rules, Craig. I think it just sounds like you're a little bit bitter. Sounds like you just couldn't take that L. I'll tell you this, Craig. I've been working on my sword fighting abilities. Giggity. Let's go to my Klint Kubiak presser takeaways here. We'll get back into some more questions. Reminder, if you guys have any other questions out there, hashtag Raiders or super chat to do it. If not, I have some more Klint Kubiak pressers to go through.
Yeah, I was going to say, we got a couple super chats after. But
okay.
We just got to look at the presser takeaways real quick.
All right, we'll get back in. We'll get back into soups. Some Klint Kubiak presser takeaways. I still have 2 more segments on tap for the nation. I don't know if any of y'all heard Klint Kubiak's thing that he said about fail forward answer, which, by the way, it was such I hated the question of, Klint, what is it like to basically cut NFL players that you've gotten so close to? Like, whoever's asking that question, let's do a better job of asking questions. In the same breath, though, credit to Klint Kubiak for answering it the way that he did. You know, he was kind of like, the way that I'm going to tell guys is like, just because you're cut doesn't mean that it's over, right? There's coaches, there's players. Then he used the term fail forward. And I just want people to go listen to Klint Kubiak's answer on that, because out of all the answers that he gave in that presser today, that was probably one of my favorites, and I only say it because teams take on the identity of their leaders, and sometimes you need a good teacher, you need a good man, and like the way that Klint answered that question was, I think, A+, 10 out of 10 answer by an NFL head coach, by a grown man, by a father, by a husband. You could say whatever you want. Go listen to that answer by Klint Kubiak. If you get 5 minutes today in that presser, you're going to hear him say this. And I think it's a great way. Like, honestly, I think I might try to save that for when my kids, if they ever get cut from a basketball team, a baseball team, whatever it might be. Let's go to the next one. He said that he's proud of the team. You know, he said that he's proud of this football team. He feels like that they've done a lot of the things that he's asked for. And I do feel like Klint's kind of a hard ass. But I think that, like, he's a hard ass in the right mind of he's getting respect. Like, Josh McDaniels tried to be a hard ass, but he wasn't respected in the locker room. I think people respect Klint because he's already backing it up. And it kind of goes back to the, you know, people know the Kubiak system works. I think it was, forget who it was exactly.
It's hard not to gain respect when you have a Super Bowl ring.
Well, he's got Super Bowl ring, but his dad, I think it was Jalen Naylor. I forget who it was exactly, but one of the guys was talking about, like, you know, this is a system that works and has worked in the NFL for a very long time. So it's like, if it's not clicking, people are like, what am I doing wrong? So I think, like, that's a really good learning curve for the Raiders, where I don't know if we've had that in years past. Obviously, he was asked about Ashton Genty. He said he's still on the mend, which kind of made me laugh a little bit. But also, in the same time, they ran Mike Washington Jr. I thought to myself yesterday, the only way they're running Mike Washington Jr. is if they are confident in Ashton Genty. And if you listen to what he said, basically, he kind of made it sound like that they are planning on having him week 1 against the Miami Dolphins. So he said that we're counting on him for week 1. That makes me excited. You know, he was impressed by the defense from Rob Leonard, and he should have been. Like, our Raiders defense played a much better football game yesterday, and it's kind of funny to me that the offense struggles, but our special teams I thought was good, and our defense, without a doubt, was much better. He said that all of our backs are going to play this year, and maybe you guys saw my 53-man roster projection video that I literally just dropped on the YouTube channel. I put it out about an hour, 15 minutes ago, but in that video that I did, I ended up keeping an extra running back. An extra running back is something that I have not done. Typically in my 53 men, I have kept 3 running backs, 1 fullback. Well, now I kept 4 running backs and a fullback, and it's because they are going to use all the backs this year. It's going to be Genty. It's going to be Mike Washington Jr. That's going to be your 2-headed attack, and then it's going to be a sprinkle of Dylan Laube, and a sprinkle of those other guys in there. If you want to go check out who I had making it, please go watch that video. Said that Patrick Johnson is a professional, and that's the perfect way to describe Patrick Johnson on and off the field. It's a guy I'm rooting for, and it sucks that I think that he's going to make the team because of Kieron Crawford injury. I wanted Patrick to have a chance to make it. I obviously don't want to see our young rookie get hurt, but I do think that he's going to make this roster now because of that injury to Kieron Crawford. Hopefully it's not a long injury, but, you see an ankle injury, you see the cart come out. I wouldn't be shocked even if it's just short-term IR. I'm kind of hoping that it's just a short-term, injury. Talked about 12 personnel, talked about the involvement of Brock Bowers, Michael Mayer, and I've loved how much the Raiders have gotten Mayer involved. This actually made me really excited because type me down below, raise your hand, hit the like button, whatever you want to do if you've been frustrated with the Raiders' involvement in Michael Mayer. I know I have been. Dante Thornton Jr., trying to get him back, and I think that's the plan. He's a player that's going to end up on short-term IR. I think the only way he's not on short-term IR is if another team ends up trading for him, and that's not going to happen. One of my favorite things that Kubiak said was he was asked about Kirk Cousins being ruthlessly efficient. I'm starting to pick up on a few Kubiak things that he does, and Klint, because he's such a straight shooter and really just tells it to you exactly how it is, when you get a smile or you get a grin at him, you should notice when you get a smile and you get a grin out of him. And I don't know who asked the question, but a question came in asking about Kirk Cousins being ruthlessly efficient, and that got Klint Kubiak excited. And I think that it gets Klint Kubiak excited because that's what he wants out of Kirk Cousins. He wants Fernando to take the chances because he's got the ability to do it, because he wants this to be a quarterback competition. If Fernando's just going to dink and dunk, that's not worth it. He's got Kirk Cousins to really kind of be ruthlessly efficient. So I think that question was asked. I wonder if that's something that Klint has said, behind closed doors, because when that was said, he smiled a lot. And I think Raider fans should take notice to that smile. Let's go to John Scheffler here. What up, Sheffy? Man, people get off Mendoza. He was never supposed to start. Listening to what the organization said the plan from day one for Cousins to start. Trust the process. I don't know how many people did honestly think Fernando was going to start, and if people did feel like that Fernando was truly going to start, maybe that was on me, right, for starting Fernando in a fantasy in the Madden league. But at the same time, I agree with you, John. The Raiders have been extremely transparent with us the entire offseason about what this quarterback plan is going to be. And I really think that the only way that Mendoza would have won this job over Kirk is if he literally would have been perfect, or if this situation would have been perfect. The Raiders played a lot better yesterday, and I do think that they're a much better first team compared to their second and third options. But I agree with you, John. I wanted to give away a Fernando Mendoza jersey today because I was quite frankly pissed off at the amount of people that were ripping Fernando yesterday, and it's why I tweeted before I went to bed, I believe in Fernando Mendoza. Let's get a little bit of a clock going here on the show. I should have mentioned this. Wheel spin. I should have mentioned one of the best deals on this wheel is a $50 Duna clock. So I know it's Friday. I know sometimes we do some happy hours here on the program, but if you send in a $10 super chat, you can really unlock this thing to turn this into a shit show. Here we go. Wheel spin for my guy Wild One. Whatever it lands on is how many raffle tickets you are going to get for a shot to win a Fernando Mendoza jersey. Two tickets for Mount Raidermore's Wild 114. I got you. Gotcha. Him, you, either or. Just today. That was for Wild 114. Wild 114 with the tickets. I still can't believe the preseason's over. I can't believe we are this much closer to actual Raiders football. It's so exciting, man. Shout out to all y'all for making it through with me. What up, Chase? I agree with your consensus on Mendoza. I think with the starters, he would do better, but still just needs some refinement, time to build confidence, familiarity, etc. And I don't think that anybody out here disagrees with it. Like, I kind of wish that we would have actually gotten an opportunity to see Fernando with the ones and see Kirk with the backups. But I think that they didn't do that for a reason, because to me, the only way that you were going to have Fernando Mendoza win this competition is if it was truly apples to apples, orange to oranges. And I feel like what we got was apples to oranges. Like, yeah, we got to compare, but we didn't like actually get to compare. And because of that, and I think that that was by design, though. Like, I think Klint knew by design what they wanted to do all along. And I think by that design, they wanted Kirk Cousins to be the week one starting quarterback. And that's okay, because that plan to me was very, very crystal clear. Let's get a wheel spin. I would say one of the top deals that I have on the show today is that $10 super check, as you can really open it up here. Another 2 raffle tickets. We're going to give them to Chase. That's it. That's it. Chase, if that's the only name on your birth certificate, that's got to be tough, man. That's got to be tough. Gear, what up, Gear 5 Drewski? If we can have middle-of-the-pack run defense, I believe that'll take us to over 8 wins. Our first unit is promising. Our run game will be top 5. Do you mean top, like, offensive running game? Like, I'll say this. I was very impressed by the Raiders' offensive line yesterday. Caleb Rogers, Jordan Meredith. I thought Antonio Mafi, JPJ. I thought they all played well. Like, I'm not kidding you. I was blown away by the tape of Antonio Mafi, Jordan Meredith, and Caleb Rogers. I thought all 3 of those guys played really, really solid football yesterday. And our offensive line, there's even a few times where Tyler Linderbaum is just moving people. Like, and Burford is a powerful guy. He's kind of clunky with his feet, but, like, they're punishing people. And, you know, dude, Mike Washington looks really good. Genty looks really, when he's been on the field, he has also looked really good. I don't know if I'm going to say top 5, because I don't think that we're going to be a top 5 running attack. Not to say that we don't have the ability. I think that our passing is going to really, our passing game is going to be the reason why we're not a top 5 running team, in my opinion. I just don't think teams are going to respect our passing attack enough. But we're going to be a much better football team. Can't blame Doza too much for the simple fact of playing with the offensive 2s receivers that are 4th and 5ths, but are our 1s and 2s. I mean, like, Naylor's not a 4 and 5. He's not. He was a number 3 on a really good Minnesota Vikings team with Justin Jefferson a season ago. I've been just disappointed in Naylor. I've expected more out of Jalen, and that's kind of why I'm a little bit frustrated with this wide receiver room. I expected this receiver room to do better than what it's been. Like, where are my expectations for this wide receiver room? Let's say we're here. After 3 preseason games, they've gone down. And I mean, I would say the only wide receiver unit that is worse than the Las Vegas Raiders right now is the Miami Dolphins. And we get to see that matchup in week 1. Craig Nelson, what's going on, homie? Mitch, you can slay me with a sword, but put July MVP on my tombstone. Do you think Hemby gets on the practice squad or gets poached by another team? I will put it on my tombstone. Shout out to you. Womb to the tomb, baby. You're also in my fantasy football league. It sounds like you're getting plenty of practice with all your other practice leagues you got out there. I do think that Roman Hemby gets on a practice squad, but at the same time, I do think that he absolutely could get poached by another team. It's going to be interesting with Hemby, because I don't know if Hemby wanted to be on the same team as Mendoza, but when I talked to Roman at the Combine, I mean, there was definitely some excitement about getting the opportunity to be on the same team with Fernando. And he was a back that I thought could have been potentially drafted, but I wouldn't be shocked if he did get another opportunity to potentially go somewhere else. But if I was the Raiders, I would try to make it clear, excuse me, that we want Roman Hemby to be on this practice squad. If I had to call, yes, he's on the practice squad, and it's not even a conversation. Here we go, Craig. Craig, I'll make you a deal. No. Craig's crazy enough to do it. Son of a gun. Shit. All right, y'all. Have you ever played Tuna Clock before? Well, Tuna Clock is officially going. So this is a Friday happy hour game that we like to play. I am going to put 2 minutes on the clock Every $50 super chat that happens here in the next 2 minutes is going to be a beer drink from me on the team. If you're like, Mitch, save the beer, I'd rather fight you, I'll allow that too. You just got to let me know in the super chat if you'd rather fight me or if you want me to put a beer down. You let me know, man. You let me know. If anybody takes advantage of this deal, I will give you 10 raffle tickets for a shot to win a Fernando Mendoza jersey. What up, Hollywood Silva? Okay. Am I the only one? Notice Fali Fakutasi needs to start. He did better than every nose tackle we have. If we want to stop the run, he needs to start. I'm happy that you're giving Fali his flowers because he deserves them. He was one of my biggest winners. And again, I have 2 other shows on tap for you guys today. I got winners and losers from the preseason, and I got some cut and keep candidates. And spoiler alert, you're going to hear me talk about Fali Fakutasi today because he's been, truthfully, he's been probably our best defensive tackle in this preseason. Tonka Hemingway, I still think Adam Butler are going to be the top 2 guys that the Raiders depend on. But then after that, I would rather Fali in over John Ololu, J.J. Pegues, Thomas Booker. And I think if Fakutasi can stay healthy, he's going to be a contributor on this defense. But I agree with you. He deserves his flowers, and he's somebody that ended up making my 53-man. And I think that he's going to be a very pleasant surprise for a lot of people. When I talked to Chugs about him, he was on the Texans last year. He was their number 2 defensive tackle on the best defense in the NFL, got hurt, and then he ended up, falling out of favor. But that was a guy 2 years ago, signed a 2-year, $30 million deal, I believe, at defensive tackle. Has just had some injuries. He looks good. He looks healthy. Bo Mackey for the Raiders Report Show. Shout out to my guy, Bo Mackey, for pulling up here on the program. And Bo, once that 2 o'clock gets all the way down, I guess we could still do it. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Spin it for Bo. Here we go. 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 2 more tickets for my guy, Bo Mackey. If you're like, what the heck are we spinning this wheel for? The wheel that you see up on screen is for a shot to win a Fernando Mendoza jersey. If you want me to sign the Mendoza jersey, I will. If you don't want me to sign it, I will not. To the top 10 people that are in the XP, which right now, CJ, Bo, a Raider, Gear, Scheffler, The Chaser, Sherlock, Butters, Alaskan Raider, and then DR Threvius, who I believe is Preston Rodriguez's new name. You guys would all get at least 1 raffle ticket. So CJ would get 10, and then Preston Rodriguez would end up getting 1 for a chance to win that Mendoza jersey. If you want to spin the wheel to get more tickets, that's a $10 super chat to get in my duck race for a shot to win some money. $20 Venmo at Mitchell Renz 365. I'm looking down right now, and I see we have Jeremy, Val, Dylan, and Angela in the race. So there's not a lot of people in. It would be 20 to win $30. The more people that we get in, the more money we can give away. Also, $100 bang. If you beat me in a fight, and yes, if you bang today, I'm sorry, we got to fight. So we got to do it. We got to fight today. I'm already 1-0. I already took down CJ. It was a big-time win for me. My ego is sky high right now. I'm thinking about starting to fight some 60-year-olds. Jake Paul, anybody I can hit up. Bang for a fight. If you win that fight, I got to chug a beer. And I'm going to put your name in our duck race for a shot to win some money today. Those are my deals here on the Raiders Report. And obviously, if you want to get your questions, comments on the program, #Raiders, or you can super chat. I should let all y'all know on top of that, I do have to get out of here today at a certain time, and that's only because of all the preseason games that we have. Our studio space is needed, so, we still have plenty of time. We're not going to run into that issue now, but I can't do this show all night type of thing. There is a hard cutoff for our program today. What up, Britton? What up? Got the GLD chain for the B-Day. Wifey is dope AF. Are you saying your wife is dope AF or the chain? Oh, the wife. Okay, I like it. Also, Shedrick Jackson needs to make the 53. He got hands. Listen, man, I like Shedrick Jackson, and I do think he's a really good player. It's just the hard part of that conversation is Shedrick Jackson or Kean Sloan. Shedrick Jackson or Grady Vance. To me, it's not that I don't want to keep him. It's I encourage any Raider fan out there, do a 53-man roster. You're going to have to make really tough decisions, and it's a fun puzzle to do. It's a video that I enjoy doing because there's at times where I go, oh, I'm going to keep that guy. And then you kind of get to the nitty-gritty, and you're going, am I going to keep an extra running back? Shit, do I have to cut Aiden O'Connell? Yeah, it's like there's just certain conversations you have with yourself, but I like Shedrick Jackson. What up, Gear 5? Klint is. Why can't he just be a genius? 12 personnel plus the motions out of the set will allow more lanes for our runners, and I believe we have a smart enough quarterback to check out and read what is given for Chucky Head. Shout out to you. Again, let's go back to that Klint Kubiak, the statement that made him smile as much as it did. Ruthlessly efficient. It's also ruthlessly efficient in the pre-snap motion, noticing what a defense is presenting with you. And, I said this yesterday, our skill position players, it's not a strength of ours. We can agree with that, right? Our wide receivers, it's not a strength of ours. So if we can figure out a way to make it a strength, pre-snap motion, and we have a good pre-snap motion receiver in Trey Tucker, I don't know if there's a ranking out there of pre-snap motion receivers in the NFL, but I actually bet you Trey's one of the better guys because of how quick he is, his change of direction speed. But when you have a guy that's that quick, I'm going to compare him to Tyreek Hill, okay? I don't think Trey Tucker is Tyreek Hill from an actual wide receiver standpoint, but think about the chaos of that a guy like Tyreek can create in that backfield before the play's called. If he doesn't have the football, I get it. You still got to respect his speed. You still got to be able to respect his quick change of direction. And I love how Clint's using it because you can kind of tell certain guys are going and, Kirk's able to read the defense well. And to me, we're picking up 4 or 5 yards of chunks because Kirk's going, he's making the easy read. He's making the play. And I'm okay with going that direction because I think that that's kind of how this offense is going to work this year. I think that the big chunk plays will come by design. It's not going to be Kirk Cousins, ripping a ball 50 yards down the field. He can still do it. But I think our big chunk plays are going to be, oh, wow, it's a beautifully drawn up ball, crosser, Michael Mayer's wide open, and it leads to 40 yards up the field. I think that those types of plays are going to happen. So I'm glad that you're seeing it as well. Let's get a wheel spin in here. Also, I saw Joey D. That one? Is that the one you were talking about? Joey D. Avila sent in a $10 Venmo. Gear 5 Drewski, you just got yourself 2 raffle tickets. Can I get one more spin for Joey D? For Joey D. Avila.
You ever get his email?
Joey D?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
We sent him the tickets.
Because he needed your email.
Well, he sent...
or you needed his email.
Yeah, he went to the game, so I would guess.
Yeah.
We delivered the tickets. Shout out to Joey D. Shout out to Steven Hansen for hooking him up with the tickets. All right, Joey, this is how many you're getting for that Mendoza jersey. Well, I guess all your luck ran out. He's like, I already won the tickets. Can't be too lucky. Can't be too lucky. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. We got a winner. 1 raffle ticket. Oh, dude, this is hilarious. This is hilarious. I'll make you a deal. Whoever finishes off, giggity, Nabman's alley-oop. 3-way fight. Let's go. Throwing it up there. Want to fight 2 50-year-olds, Mitch. I will take that bet. Allie, this. Just accepted an offer on my house in Tennessee. Not scared. Want to play? I think Nando is intentionally put in terrible situations. Speed dating. It's okay. AOC always available. I don't think that they're purposely putting him in bad situations. I do think, though, again, I almost wonder if Klint is saying certain things, and it's going to be fun to look back, but a term that he loves to use is baptism by fire. I kind of feel like what they've been doing to Fernando a little bit is, quote, baptism by fire. Like, they're saying, hey, I want to see what you can do with not a lot around you. And that's kind of how it's been. And I'm not saying like that they're doing it on purpose, but I do think the Raiders are showing the world of this is our number one offense. This is our young future quarterback. This is where we want him to get going. This is how we think we can get him there. And he's not there yet. He's going to look like a rookie, but let's freaking go, dude. Come on. Who's going to join Nav? I don't know if it's going to be you guys against me, though. I think it's going to be like a Royal Rumble. Just a big old Royal Rumble.
As in, like, you versus two other people?
Well, if somebody does the alley-oop, could we do a me, Nabman, and somebody else in that fight? Would it just be, but it'd be a Royal Rumble.
Let's see who wins.
All right, let's do it. Nav, we'll see if anybody does it, man. We'll see if anybody joins in on the fight. Let's see if you're like, what are we talking about here? Bangs, you can fight me. Alley-oops, cool, we'll go three-way fight. All right, anyone in a particular you think we might get off waivers? Also, when should we expect some Dolphins intel? You mean Dolphins intel like in the idea of like the Dolphins reporting stuff, or like, because I do plan on doing shows this year with the other hosts of some other teams, like just bringing them on the Raiders Report. You guys can ask them questions. I'm obviously going to talk to them. We're going to do like a little bit of a breakdown. But I don't know when more information is going to come out, because here's the thing. Like, I said it on my video I did today. I don't want the Raiders to name a starting quarterback. I don't want the Raiders to do it. I want the Raiders to wait, sit back, name a starting quarterback when you have to. Like I want Miami to prepare for Fernando, and I want Miami to prepare for Kirk Cousins. Hell, tell Miami Jacob Clark's going to be the starter for all I care. I think we know it's going to be Kirk Cousins, but will there be players off waivers? Here, like, I guess my problem is I will never sit up here and just shit like names out of my mouth. Like, that's not something that I'm going to do. There will be a video that I prepare. Like, one of the videos that I prepare for you guys, I plan on going live on Sunday. When I'm live on Sunday, I will have a video for you ready to rock and roll Monday morning, and I'll start getting some names together with some of the guys who I talk to here at Chat Sports, and I'll be able to get some names of top priorities for us to be able to look at since we are number one. But I don't have a list of names right now, and I know it's a shitty answer, and I feel bad for saying that answer, but that is my God-honest answer, man. It is. Nabman threw it up, and then Craig Nelson throwing it down. Bang! But you know what? Scheffler said, I want to get in on the action. Royal Rumble, Scheffler. Bang! Let's go. 4-way Royal Rumble. If anybody else wants to get in the Royal Rumble, here's the number to match, and I'm going to give you until Reed can get it pulled up and get it ready to go. Though this is going to be one. This is going to be one that if I don't win, I got to chug my beer. How about that? If I don't come in first place of this fight, I got to chug my beer. Let's go. Who's going to win? I almost wonder if we could figure out a way in the future to where, like, could we do, like, me and Scheffler against Nav and, like, CJ? This might totally open up this show. I'm going to be honest with you. I might just go live and just do fights between us. I don't know what's going to happen. Okay. We'll figure it out. Stoffel the Badger said Royal Rumble. Let's go. Royal Rumble. Nav, me and Zahn. You and Zahn would be an interesting matchup. You two are like, you and Zahn are cut from the same cloth of like, you're just crazier than me. Like, I don't know how else to put it, but like, you're crazier than me, and sometimes you want to be the crazier guy in a fight. Like, I know you guys are crazier than me. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Royal Rumble. Come on. All right, Craig against me. All right, so who's got the bow and arrow? I feel like you're at a major disadvantage.
Oh,
No. Nabman is in the background slinging arrows. Final duel. Scheffler with the win. Oh, man. Bro. Let's go, dude. Let's go, dude. I think that's fair. Yeah, Chef, we're putting you in the duck race. Put Chef in the duck race. Let's go. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. This is some random thing that we found today. And I was like, let's have some fun with it. It's preseason week 3. Cheers to all y'all for always making the show a good time. Even on a Friday, I have a good time.
Yeah.
Scheffler, congrats. Also, Chef, we just put you in the duck race. So now, Nabman, you're in. My guy can't walk is in. And then Scheffler, you are in. So it's 20 to win, $70 right now here on the Raiders Report. Cheers to you. A Raider says, I suppose it's not rigged. I'll tell you what, if there's ever one that's rigging, it's this one, right? Like, if there's ever something to rig, imagine how frustrating that would be for all y'all if I actually won. If it was like 12 straight fights, I'm just whooping.
Yeah, I'm just good at this game.
I'm just whooping, man.
What's so funny is Mitch this morning, he came into work and he goes, hey, is there any way I can fight Raider Nation? And I was like, whoa, what are we doing here? You wanted to fight you guys. So that's why we're doing it here. So you guys should take that personally.
Well, I only wanted to theoretically fight the people that were just shitting on Mendoza last night. I just saw so many people shitting on our franchise quarterback. And I think it's a hard part of the conversation. And I have people, coming at me. They're like, Mitch, you can't play on both sides of the fence. You've been, someone that's saying, fire this guy, do this and do that right away. And I get that I've done that. But that's also because I didn't believe in Josh McDaniels. I didn't believe in Pete Carroll. I didn't believe in a lot of the past regimes. I believe in Fernando. I believe in Klint. I believe in the direction of this organization, and I am going to be patient. I am going to tell people how I feel. And I do still believe in Fernando Mendoza. So I'm not going to lie. I woke up today and I was like, I'm giving away a Mendoza jersey because I want every single person out there that knows I'm a believer in Fernando Mendoza, and I get it. He looks like a rookie. He is a rookie, and that's what's to be expected. And also at the same time,
it's very hard to write somebody off who hasn't even played a real NFL game yet.
I just think
they've only played preseason, and it's
a frustration. Raiders fans are impatient.
You haven't
We're impatient for good reason though. Like when you haven't won in a long time, and you want to see something happen really bad. Like for Raider fans, Fernando Mendoza is Christmas morning. He's a gift that I want to unwrap. He's a gift I want to see. And unfortunately, Woe is right. Unfortunately, I keep, I'm ready to wake up on Christmas. The problem is we're on day 90 of December. It's December 98th right now. You know what I mean? I'm waiting to unwrap my gift. So it's just, we're going to have to be patient. And Christmas might have to be next year. And that's okay. Because I do think once we get to unwrap that gift, nice. It's an avocado. Thanks. Oh, man. Sherlock said $5 Royal Rumble. Maybe someday. I don't think it's going to happen today, Sherlock. Today, I want people that, want to go big. They're going to get in the fight today. If anybody else wants to get in the duck race, $20 Venmo, Mitchell Renz, 365. No. I think it's a good idea down the road.
Do you want to tell them about the winners and losers from the game last night, and then we continue on with the supers, or do you want to answer some and then?
Let's get through all the super chats, and then let's go to the winners and losers, and then I will get into another segment that I have, which is just going to be keeper cut, some roster bubble candidates, and then at the very end of the show, we're going to give away a Fernando Mendoza jersey, and we are going to do a duck race to give away some money, which right now it would be a $20 Venmo to go home with $70. I don't. No, let's spin it. Spin the wheel for a Raider. John, Nabman. Yeah, there's a lot of good preseason games tonight. I'm actually excited about some of those preseason games. Though today is a little bit of a sad day around the office. I know some of y'all watched his NBA watch party, Smitty for the Warriors. Today is actually his last day at Chat Sports. So, kind of sad. Going to miss him. Going to stay in the area, so we'll still get to hang out and see him. But if there are any Warriors fans out there, my guy Smitty is going to be live on our Carolina Panthers channel tonight. So if you want to go hang out with him one last time here at Chat Sports, don't be afraid to. A Raider, 2 raffle tickets, you in. You in. Who are the 3 rookies that are going to get cut or did get cut? I don't think 3 rookies are going to get cut. I would say Brandon Cleveland is probably the only rookie that's going to get cut. Now, when I say rookie, I mean drafted rookie. Like, if we're talking UDFA, like other first-year guys, that's a different conversation. Jersey boy, Johnson and Sloan deserve a roster spot more than Kuntz. If you could save money getting rid of him, I would, and use the money for a wide receiver, maybe Tillman. Here's the thing, though. Like, you moving on from Malcolm Kuntz, going out and getting Cedric Tillman has nothing to do with Malcolm. If you want to go out and get Cedric Tillman, you go out and get Cedric Tillman. He's not going to cost you a lot of money. But, like, Cedric to me is like wide receiver 3, wide receiver 4, wide receiver 5. Like, you're not really going to move the needle. And I will admit, like, I do think Patrick Johnson and Kean Sloan have looked better than Malcolm Kuntz have in the preseason. But I also don't know, like, what they're telling Malcolm. Like, are they just telling him not to get hurt? Because that's what I see. I see a player who's out there trying to not get hurt. But the unfortunate part about his contract is the only way that you're going to move on from Malcolm is if you trade him. And no NFL team is going to take on Malcolm Kuntz's contract at $11 million period. Now, maybe if the Raiders, like, eat some of it and eat majority of it, and then you get, like, I don't know, a 6th-round pick or something like that. But I hate to break it to Raider fans out there, you're not going to get Malcolm. And if you want to cut him, you can either cut him and you save $500,000 and eat 10.5, or you keep him on the team at $11 million. He's going to be on this roster, but I do think Patrick Johnson and Kean Sloan make this roster as well, and I say that because of the Kieron Crawford injury. What up, Garlic Non? Garlic non. Not trying to be negative, but if we go 3-14 or 2-15, is there a chance Spytek might get fired? I saw people on Twitter saying it, but I hope not. There's always a chance, right? Like, I mean, here's the thing. I was literally told by a great source that they were never going to fire Pete Carroll after year 1. And then they went 3-14. If this team somehow was worse than that team last year, anything is possible, man. I am done saying it's impossible because the Raiders prove to me every year anything is possible. Whether it's good, whether it's bad, anything is possible when it comes to the Raiders. But I don't think that they're going to fire John. I don't think that they're going to do anything here for the next few years. I think that they are really confident in Tom Brady, John Spytek, Klint Kubiak. Those 3 guys that I mentioned there, they're really, really confident in that 3. So I don't think, like, but if they went 2-15, man, sure. There's probably a chance. But I really, really, really do not think that, I don't think that there's any chance we only win 2 games. Where's the table? Where's the table? Let's do it. All right, let's go to Drevius. Drevius, but it's all good. Question, 27 draft, we come across Justin Jefferson type of receiver or Leonard Williams type of defensive tackle. Who are you picking? Only one. I mean, if I get to pick between a defensive tackle or a wide receiver, I mean, I am probably going to go with the defensive tackle, and that might not be a popular opinion around for some people, but I am a believer that the trenches matter, and I would rather invest in a defensive tackle than a wide receiver. But that also, like, I guess I would also answer this question, did we bring back Michael Mayer and Brock Bowers? Because Justin Jefferson type, right? JSN just signed a contract for $42 million. I think Michael Mayer is going to be around $10 million. I think Brock Bowers, even if Like $25 million is record-breaking deal for Brock Bowers. Even if it's $30 million a year for Brock, I can get Michael Mayer and Brock Bowers, two really good young tight ends on my team for a less price than a Justin Jefferson type. And I think it's a conversation that Klint Kubiak and this Raiders coaching staff got to have of how much do we value wide receiver? How much do we value 12 personnel? What are we trying to accomplish in the future? Because, yes, I want a receiver, but I also love the idea of being able to have really good young tight ends on a cheaper value compared to what you're paying wide receivers in the NFL. What up, Suave? Mitch, no more IG for me, but we'll still be here listening to all the giggity, being a real one for life. You know, it's funny, the other day, Suave, I thought when I was on my IG, I thought that I saw your Instagram, like, went to an egghead, I guess is the way that I'll put it, and I was like, oh, man, like, what's going on there? But I'm glad that you're still here in the building. Suave, you've been somebody that I would say over the last 2 years has been nothing but, sending in good vibes, sending in good conversations. You've been a great aspect, a great addition to this Raiders Report community, and I think a lot of people think that. So it's always a good time when you're here, man. You're always putting a lot of smiles out there, and I appreciate that. Raider Roach here in the building. Thompson Family Fishing. What's going on, y'all? Blue Richard, C. Dunn, Rebel, Montana. C.J. Stroud and Bryce Young with no vet quarterback struggle. Well, did you see how bad Bryce Young was the other day at joint practice with the Houston Texans? Apparently the other day, right? Carolina, Bryce Young against the Houston Texans in joint practice. I don't know if the numbers are exact, so don't quote me on it, but it was close to like 9 of 17 for 68 yards, and he was sacked 7 times. Like, it was, again, don't quote me on the passing yards. You could definitely quote me on the sack times, and you might be able to quote me on the 9 of 17 part as well. But, like, Carolina really, really struggled. And young quarterbacks struggle when you're on around bad teams. Like, think about the way Cam Ward played last year, right? Cam Ward last season kind of looks like Fernando Mendoza in the preseason right now. There's flashes of, man, that's unbelievable. But it's also a lot of crap, and there is some bad in there because of the bad team around him. Asking a rookie to carry a team it's tough, man. It's tough. It's the NFL.
This is for Dravius.
Dravius, let's go, baby. Dravius, wheel spin time. If you're like, Mitch, what are we spinning a wheel for? It's to win a Fernando Mendoza jersey. And if you want me to sign it, I will sign the Mendoza jersey. Dravius, congratulations to you. I just saw my guy Philip Bogert getting in the duck race. What up, Bogert? What up, Bogert? You in. All right, y'all. 20 to win, $80 here on the Raiders Report. We will do that at the end of the show today. Are we all caught up on all the supers? No. Jacob Harvey. Mendoza just needs reps. I think he needs more than just reps. I think that he needs just more time as an NFL quarterback. Like, well, yeah, if he had better players around him, it would help him. But, like, he needs reps. He needs time. There's no rush to it. And I think that that's also the okay part of it. Like, we got to be okay with the idea of what the plan is. The Raiders have stuck to their plan. They've stuck to their plan. But you're right. He does need more reps. He needs more reps. Kieran Crawford needs more reps. Quite frankly, I actually feel like the way that John Spytek is drafted is he's drafted players that you can tell are good football players or good men or good leaders, like have a good head on their shoulders. They just need some more reps. They need more practice. They need, more time to be able to grow and turn into good players. I think we have a lot of players that might not be ready now, but in 2 to 3 years, the hope is that those guys are making a serious impact in the NFL. Philip Bogert says, what up, everybody? Let's go, Raiders. I see Sherlock, Nabman, Big Raz, Doppler Ganger here in the building. Jacob Harvey. What's going on, dude? Suave. Trying to make me cry, man. Laugh aloud. Just kidding. The nation is awesome. I'm glad I'm part of the best community in all of sports. Best community in all of sports, though. I did Jacob Harvey and Nabman. We're going to put your guys' wheel spin together. So whatever you guys land on, we'll just give it to both y'all. Nabman, can't wait. Bart Scott, Given full props for that. I can't wait for Max to get his eyes on Geno November 1st. That's if Geno's still playing by then. Unless that mother effer decides to be hurt that week, Geno tries. That's one game that I can't wait for. He did look a lot better in the preseason. I hate to admit this. I had my own little Mitchell Geno hate watch party at my house. I put in a Prize Picks lineup last week in that game, and it was so funny because I was laughing on my couch watching. So Geno, I took the less on Geno. It was 40.5 passing yards, and he started off in that game 5 for 5 for 43 yards, and it was just pew, 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 pew. I was sitting there, I'm like, I already lost, man. It was unbelievable. It was I forget what my lineup was that day. It was Geno, and the Browns played the same day because then I had something in on Shador, I had something in on J.J. McCarthy, and I had something in on Aller, and it was hilarious. I mean, I didn't win at all, but watching Geno just slice and dice, I was like, son of a bitch, man. Preseason Geno. I also saw week 1 Geno last year. That was a top 10 quarterback. Unfortunately, that was the only time he showed up. 2 raffle tickets for my guy Nabman. And also for Jacob Harvey, 2 raffle tickets. All right, fam. We got a segment coming up here on the Raiders Report, and I got 2 segments on tap for all the Raider Nation out there. I do want to give a special shout-out to the MVPs today. Craig Nelson, John Scheffler, 93 Nabman. Big shout-outs to all of y'all. And if any of y'all don't know, if you finish in the top 10 of XP today, you can go home with a Fernando Mendoza jersey. If you finish in the top 10 today on XP, you got a shot to go home with the Fernando Mendoza jersey. We can do that one after the segment. That's fine. Yeah. Yeah, it'll take a little while for it to load in. It'll take a little time, though. Cheers to y'all. I need a sip, so hang on. A little wild cherry. Little wild cherry. Dude, listen to this. This is a hell of a headline from ESPN. Major League Baseball has suspended a once prized Dominican prospect after uncovering an age fraud plot that included a fictitious death, sources say. What headline am I reading? Did somebody fake a death? All right, I'm going to have to... Dude, do you guys remember the pitcher Severino? Yeah. Severino. Oh, my God. Oh, David Severino? David Severino, Cleveland Guardians, $2.8 million deal, switch hitting. Listen to this. The Guardians thought he was 13 or 14 years old, okay, when he finalized the deal. What? All right, timeout.
$2.8 million is a 13-year-old?
Yeah, so Major League Baseball suspended a once prized Dominican prospect after uncovering an elaborate age fraud plot that included a fictitious death and gravesite tombstone. The MLB investigation uncovered a series of extreme efforts by player handler to make him appear nearly 2 years younger than he actually is, including faking a birth certificate to create a new identity, falsifying medical and school records, filing a fraudulent death certificate, and even creating the gravesite scene. The caper began to unravel shortly after the Cleveland Guardians agreed to in December to a $2.8 million pre-deal. I didn't even know these things existed. $2.8 million pre-deal with a switch-hitting infielder going by the name of David Severino. The Guardians thought he was 13 or 14 years old, which we're giving out deals to 13 or 14-year-olds for $2.8 million. That's crazy. That deal would be finalized in 2029, by which point Severino would have been 17 and eligible to sign. But Severino's name and age were both faked. I mean, they faked his they made it look like he died to create a new identity to make him 2 years younger to make more money. Like, so this kind of happened with, like, Miguel Tejada a few years ago. Like, he was actually 2 years older than what he said he was. And then there was another case. The pitcher's name was Fausto Carmona for also the Cleveland Indians. And I forget what his name actually was, because it wasn't actually Fausto Carmona. It just makes me think of Benchwarmers IM12. Yeah. Sorry. I saw that headline, and I know this is the Raiders report, and once in a while I'm going to go on tangents, but that's kind of wild. Yeah, I was just reading about some baseball player who faked his death to... No. Oh, actually, I did see that. He was scamming people. Yeah. Well, it wasn't on... But basically... No, I got the joke. Dude, it's wild, man. Only Chugs. Only Chugs. It's gonna take down OnlyFans. Only Chugs. Oh, dude, Only Chugs. Low key is. Might have to start a show. Only Chugs. All right, fam. Let's get into this this show here. It's gonna be my winners and losers from this last preseason game, and then I'm gonna get into some cut and keep candidates. 2 shows on tap. If you got any questions for me, hashtag Raiders. Super chat to skeep, mother effer. To skeep the line, we're going to give away a Mendoza jersey at the end of the show, and we're going to give away some money. So that's what I got for you. I do have to get out of here before 5 o'clock my time, 6 p.m. Eastern, only because we have a limited amount of space in our studios here at Chat Sports. So I'll say it like this. I can only give you another hour and 40 minutes. So I tell my wife all the time. Coming up, winners, losers. I'm probably a loser for saying that. After the Raiders' Week 3 preseason game up against the 49ers. Is this how we're starting? Is that how I did it? All right. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Here we go. If you guys are looking for free videos around the Las Vegas Raiders, hit that like button right now. Coming up here on the Raiders Report, I'm going to get into our biggest winners and losers from the Raiders' 3rd preseason game up against the 49ers. My name is Mitchell Renz. You're watching the Raiders Report, and today's show is presented by Prize Picks. What we're going to be breaking down today is the Raiders' biggest winners and losers from their 3rd preseason game up against the 49ers. And I will say this. This was a game that I did not anticipate their starters to play as much as their starters played. I didn't anticipate Fernando Mendoza to be playing as late as what he played. But I do think because NFL roster cuts are this Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern time, and the Silver and Black at the time that I'm recording this video had 89 players on their roster, and they got to get it down to 53. That final preseason game matters. It's going to be the final opportunity for a lot of those guys to probably ever step foot on an NFL field again, to ever put on a Raiders uniform. So this game does matter. This game can decide who stays, who goes, and what you guys are going to get from me today is the biggest winners, the biggest losers from only that Week 3 preseason game. Let's start off with the offensive side of the football. I'm going to go with Kirk Cousins coming in here at number 5, and the biggest winner will be at number 1. I say Cousins because he didn't turn the ball over. 8 of 11. He's been kind of dinking and dunking, but he's been methodical. He's been able to move the football down the field, and you can tell he's got control of this offense. Let's go to number 4 here. It's going to be Trey Tucker. He is, without a doubt, the number 1 wide receiver on this Raiders team. You can see his involvement and, I guess, lack of involvement in that 2nd preseason game, being the only guy that didn't play. Trey Tucker, in a contract year, he's the number 1 wide receiver. Let's go to number 3 here. Backup running backs. I was impressed by the Raiders putting Dylan Laube in the position that they did on that 3rd down and 4 run in the very beginning of the game. That tells me they wanted to see Dylan Laube do it. And I think that Laube earned a roster spot. I also will say I was very impressed by Daria Gumbawale. I will say that, you saw some flashes at times from Roman Hemby, but Mike Washington Jr. is the real deal. And when Ashton Genty went down, All of us were nervous. I'm still a little bit nervous about what the exact injury is, but seeing the way that Mike Washington Jr. has been running the football, I feel a lot more better about our backup running backs than I ever thought I would. Let's go to number 2 here. It's going to be the offensive guards. Can we give a major shout out to Caleb Rogers, Jackson Powers-Johnson for giving us a phenomenal, and I mean a phenomenal right guard battle in that third preseason game. And Rick Dennison, you deserve a lot of credit in that, but also I thought Jordan Meredith looked really good yesterday. I thought Antonio Mafi looked really good yesterday. Like, what's funny to me is I never thought Antonio Mafi had a shot to make this team. He's looked really good at guard. Like, he's legitimately looked good at guard this offseason. He's been a good fit on this team. And, you know, the entire interior of the line yesterday, I thought played a lot better. There's often times where certain guys are beat. There's often times where our offensive line is a young unit, but also that first-team offensive line led by Tyler Linderbaum and Colton Miller, we look like an offensive line that was pushing guys around. We look like an offensive line that was running the football very, very well. So coming up here, my number one winner from the Raiders against 49ers game, I'm kind of down to just get into it right now. Like, my biggest winner on offense, and the reason why I'm going with this, it's because it's the player that I feel the best about. And it's a guy that has been the number one preseason winner, I would say, for the Las Vegas Raiders, and that's Mike Washington Jr. Hell, I think if you went around the NFL, which running back has looked the best in all of the NFL preseason, I will make my claim. I don't think that there's been a better running back in the NFL preseason than Mike Washington Jr. That's not me saying that he's the best running back in the NFL. That's not me saying that he's better than Jahmyr Gibbs, Bijan Robinson, Ashton Genty. But I'm going to keep it a buck. In the 3 preseason games I saw an outstanding running back between the tackles. I saw a running back that was willing to pick up blitzes. And I saw a running back that wanted to be a third down back, and maybe the final one. At the end of the day, I want a guy that takes advantage of opportunities. He got an opportunity, and he hit it out of the park. Mike Washington Jr., you, to me, are the biggest Raiders preseason winner, and I think that you're the biggest preseason winner on the offensive side of the football in that game yesterday up against the San Francisco 49ers. Though, I got to get into some honorable mentions, and I got to talk about some losers on the offensive side of the football. But you know who wasn't a loser yesterday? This guy. I won not one, but 2 Prize Picks lineups, and guess what? You could have got $150 in lineups after playing your first $5 lineup over at Prize Picks. All you got to do is use code HMA, and if you're like, Mitch, what are the 2 lineups? $5 to win $6.50. You're welcome. You can quit your job. I got you covered. $5 to win $15. I know it's not a lot of money, but my objective is if you play that first $5 lineup, I want you to win $150 in lineups, because then you're going to get to play more. You're going to get to see how much fun Prize Picks is. I'm not going to try to retire on Prize Picks. I'm going to have fun on Prize Picks. $5 lineup is fun to me. 3 hours of entertainment, whether you win, whether you lose, you're going to be having a much more fun time in the game. And the other really cool feature about Prize Picks is I can see people that are following me. I can see people that are copying my lineup. So if you watch this show every day, and if you plan on hanging out with me on Raiders game days, hell, tonight, I know some of you are watching this video live on Friday, and I know some of you are going to see this on a later date. Like, whether it's Friday, I'm going to be getting some preseason lineups in. Saturday, a little college football action. Are you kidding me? I'm going to get lineups in this weekend. Football's back. And this is my favorite time of the year on Prize Picks. So that link will be down in the comments. It'll be down in the description. This is like my Prize Picks Noties gang. I'm going to give shout-outs to people that rock with me and copy my lineups because I appreciate y'all. When you follow me on Prize Picks, it helps me out. And I hope that people at the end of the day know if you help me out, I'm going to keep on making content every single day here on the Raiders Report. Let's now get into the Raiders losers on offense. Coming in here at number 5, I'm going to give it to Fernando Mendoza. And I think you have to put Mendoza on this sheet, less for the interception and more from the fact of 5 drives, 0 touchdowns yesterday. I know that the offensive line with him has not played well. I know that some of the skill positions around him have not played well. He's been a little bit up. He's been a little bit down. But Kirk Cousins was the better quarterback yesterday. Kirk Cousins is the Raiders' starting quarterback. For that reason, I'm going to put Fernando at number 5. Though Klint Kubiak did say that he did not feel like the interception that Fernando threw against the Niners was his fault. He said it was Jalen Nailor's fault, or at least I should say he said it was Jalen Nailor's fault. He said Jalen Nailor needs to make the play. Let's go to number 4 here for another loser, and this one sucks. It's Charles Grant. But to me, I think that I have to put Charles Grant on a loser list here because when I went back and I evaluated the offensive line yesterday, I was really impressed by the Raiders' offensive line. Like, I really was. And I really think the only guy that I was disappointed in was Charles Grant. There was a few reps where he got beat. And I haven't seen Grant get beat like that in a very long time. But I did. I thought Tony Mafi played well. I thought Meredith played well. I thought Trey Zune showed up and showed out some good spots. Rodgers, JPJ, DJ Glaze, Linderbaum, Burford, Miller. Like, I thought that there was a lot of really good offensive line production, and out of the 9 O-linemen that I think end up making this team, I think the offensive lineman that had the worst game was Charles Graham. Not to say that I don't believe in him, but that's the idea of this show. I got to be transparent. Let's go to number 3 here. It's going to be Jack Besh at the receiver position. He had 1 catch for 5 yards, but Besh, to me, makes this list because he was bad at blocking yesterday. I said it when I was live, and I just felt like watching Besh. He was lost. He was in no man's land. He was not doing his job picking up blocks. I went back and I watched the tape this morning, and I was right. Jack Besh missed several blocks in that game. At number 2, another wide receiver here, Jalen Nailor. And shit, man, you can make the argument he could have been number 1. If Klint Kubiak says, can you go to the quote? I'm sorry. But if Klint Kubiak says what he did about Fernando Mendoza when asked about the interception, and he says, I thought it was an excellent throw, he ripped it just like we asked him to on time. Yeah, it was a little bit high. Jalen's got to make a play. For Klint Kubiak to say Jalen's got to make a play after the week before him saying that I thought our wide receivers took a step back, Jalen Nailor, you were signed to a 3-year, $35 million deal. I think it's time for you to wake up here a little bit because it's not a wide receiver 2. Like, our wide receiver 2 battle is Jalen Nailor, Jack Besh, and Malik Benson. Let that sink in for a little bit. Let's go to number 1, though. The biggest loser in that game yesterday on Thursday, it's got to be Ian Thomas. And the tight end 3 role might be an eye roll for a lot of people out there. It can't be an eye roll for the Las Vegas Raiders. We need our tight end 3 to do the little things well. Dot I's, cross T's. I'm sorry, Ian Thomas had a nothing but lowercase L's yesterday. And that's what it was. There was nothing getting crossed. There was nothing getting dotted. There were several blocks out there, a bunch of lowercase L's, and that's just how it was. And I'm being critical because I know how important our 13 personnel needs to be for this team. If our wide receivers are going to struggle, I need Ian Thomas to step up because I know Brock and Michael Mayer, and I know that those guys are going to get a lot of work. I know that. But we also need that other tight end to be able to step up. And I'm sorry, Ian Thomas had a rough game against the 49ers. Simple as that. So let me know down below, who was your biggest winner from this game? I want to know what y'all are thinking down below in the comments section. I still have to go through my defense. I'll probably go through those guys a little bit quicker. Though, I did at least want to give you guys some honorable mentions on the offensive side of the football. And these are some names I'm going to throw out there. Michael Mayer deserves to be a winner because you can just tell they're trying to get him involved, which is a really fun and exciting thing. Tyler Linderbaum was setting a tone yesterday, and in that first-team offensive line, Linderbaum was in control. And then I'm just going to go with the first-team offense. There wasn't a lot of good in offense yesterday. I mean, we didn't even score a touchdown. But I did think that the overall first-team offensive line was the better unit from top to bottom compared to the other, offensive line units. Coming up next year, though, winners and losers on the defensive side of the football. The defense was much better than the offense. There's no even debating that, and I was really impressed by Rob Leonard's defense. So the winners on defense, Eric Stokes. He played in only 8 snaps, but he had an unbelievable Jed York reach-around PBU on the receiver. And I don't remember who it was, but that's why you're paying Eric Stokes the money that you're paying him. And that's the type of plays that he's been making. And Eric Stokes deserves to be put on a He deserves to be put on a list for a Jed York reach round. There's no doubt about it. At number 4 here, Fali Fakutasi at defensive tackle. He's been a really good addition to this defense. He's making an impact in the run. He's making an impact against the pass. He's making an impact in the backfield. He's going to make this roster. At number 3, I go defense and special teams. It's got to be Matt Gay. And if you would have told me at the beginning of the preseason Matt Gay would be 5 of 6, 83.3% field goal percentage, and his only miss would have been from 54, I would have said, where the hell do I sign up? So I'm signing up for Matt Gay. He's going to be the starting kicker on this team. He was 4 or 5 last night, and he had himself a hell of a game. Coming in here at number 2, Rob Leonard, our defensive coordinator. Our Raiders starting defense was without a doubt much better yesterday. And even overall unit, we kept the 49ers out of the end zone. That's a pride thing. One of my biggest things that I said yesterday was I want to see a Raiders team with a little bit of pride. Did we win the game? No. But that defense did play really, really hard, and I want to give Rob Leonard a lot of credit for that because they did. They played a much better, cleaner football game, especially that first team unit. Coming up here, though, my biggest winner on the defensive side of the football, and it's been a guy that has dominated in the preseason. It's been a guy that you can make the argument has been the biggest preseason winner for the Las Vegas Raiders. But I'm going to show you that name here in just a moment. Here are some of the biggest winners, though, in our community. On YouTube, they have what they call the Community Spotlight. And what I'm looking at over here are the people that have commented on my Raiders Report videos the most. Essentially, it's Raz's world, and we're all just kind of living in it. But I want to be able to give a shout-out to people that do comment on my videos, that do try to go above and beyond, hitting that like button, hitting the share, hitting the hype. You might not realize that those things do help, but think of all those things as when you go to somebody's house, right? Do you just walk in the door? No, you ring the doorbell. You wipe your feet. You take your coat off. You take your shoes off. Why? It's polite. And I think at the end of the day, it's polite to hit the like button, to hit that subscribe button. If we're providing something for free, I hope that you appreciate the content that we're providing because we're also here with an awesome, awesome Raiders community, and I want more people to see how awesome this community really, truly is. Coming in here at number 1, biggest Raiders winner on defense, I think it's got to be Patrick Johnson at defensive end. This is somebody that I did not think was going to make the Raiders roster, and I do think he's going to make this Raiders roster. Was the highest graded PFF player on Raiders defense week 1, highest graded Raiders defender in week 2. I'll be honest, I have not seen week 3 yet PFF grades for Patrick Johnson, but watching that game, he brings energy, he brings excitement. The other reason why he's a winner, and I kind of hate that I'm saying this, but I have to be honest of the other part of the equation, why I think Patrick Johnson is the biggest winner. Unfortunately, Kieron Crawford went down. And I really, really hope that Kieron is okay, and I hope that people put a 42 down below. But here's the thing. I do wonder if Crawford doesn't get hurt, does Patrick Johnson make this roster? I don't know if that's the case. Because I think Crawford is going to get put on some sort of IR, whether that be short-term IR, and honestly, I hope that it's not. I hope that he doesn't go on IR, and I would actually feel bad for saying this, but I would rather have Kieron Crawford on the roster, being healthy because he needs the reps, over Patrick Johnson. Unfortunately, I think Crawford's going to be on that IR list, which then is going to open up a roster spot for us to see Patrick Johnson for the first 4 weeks, and then we're going to have to make a decision. But because of that injury to Crawford, and because Kean Sloan struggled, and because Patrick Johnson played well, and I think that we're going to need somebody to play well because Malcolm Koonce also has been a non-factor. Let's keep it a buck here. I think Patrick Johnson is going to make this squad, and that's why he was the biggest winner on defense. But let's now go to the honorable mentions on defense from that game yesterday. Really want to show a lot of love to Brandon Cleveland and J.J. Pegues. I thought those two young men on the interior did a much, much better job, and they deserve some love. Cameron McGrone had himself a phenomenal game at the linebacker position, flying around the football field there in the second half. And then Greedy Vance, I liked what I saw from him. He's somebody that I'm rooting for. And even though it was a limited basis, you saw the Raiders use Quay Walker on the defensive line. You saw them use him as a edge rusher, speed rusher up the middle. That's a fun and exciting way to use Quay Walker because that's how you should use that Georgia Bulldog. If you guys like the shirt that I'm wearing, cool news is You can also be the headless horseman if you want to get this bad boy. Chatsports.com/RR shop is the link that is available to all y'all down in the comments, down in the description of today's show. We got a lot of Raiders Report gear. I want to be able to make more Raiders Report shirts ideas. If there's anybody out there that's got a shirt idea, holla at me. So whether you're looking for a Mendoza, whether you're looking, we actually got new baby gear. That's kind of wild. We are Kubiak. I'm excited about Klint Kubiak. And, the other day, when I say the other day, a few years ago, fast forward now to where we are, a few months ago, and now to where we are, I had a Raiders fan ask me if I made baby gear. So if you have a toddler, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, I think all the way up to 18 months, we have toddler gear. This is a Just Win Baby. If you don't know what a Just Win Baby is, Just Win Baby, right? It's the Raiders. So it's what we use now instead of Chucky heads. It's part of the Chat Sports brand. But if anybody out there wants Raiders Report gear, down in the comments, down in the description is that link. Chatsports.com/RR shop. We're going to run through these losers a little bit quickly. Dalton Johnson, I thought, struggled at times in the secondary yesterday. He's really just a special teams player at this point. Coming in here at number 4, Malcolm Kuntz. I'm just going to put Malcolm on this list because I'm trying to ignite a fire under him because I'm sorry. He was the worst Raiders starter on that defense yesterday. Some people might say quitty pay. I'm not going to go that. I just want to see effort. It's an effort thing for me because watch Kean Sloan. Even though Kean Sloan did not play well, watch Kean Sloan's effort. Watch Patrick Johnson's effort. Watch Malcolm Kuntz's effort. It's disgusting. Number 3, we're going to go with the Berg linebackers. Cody Lindenberg and Tommy Eichenberg. These are both guys that were fighting for a roster spot. And one player I think will make it. One player I don't think will make it. But, yesterday a big thing that I was looking for was stopping the run, having a mentality. And I thought in the spots of the game where we got ran on, that you could tell. Now, that's what Shanahan's good at. Shanahan's good at, making linebackers work. And our linebackers got worked yesterday, which is where I'm going to go with this next one. Shea Gunalobi. Didn't think that he had a very good game. Again, I thought Cameron McGrone simply outplayed him. Still think Shea Gun is going to end up making this roster because of what he provides on special teams, but he had a really good game in that second preseason game. He was. They were picking on him a little bit yesterday. You could tell they were making him run a little bit. Coming in here, though, at number 1. This one hurts me. Kean Sloan is going to be my biggest loser from that preseason game yesterday, and he was the lowest graded player, I believe, for the Raiders on defense, according to PFF. But that's not the reason why he's on this list. The reason why he's on this list, 1, Patrick Johnson did play really, really well. Number 2, I think about situational football, right? And even though it's the final preseason game yesterday, there was a play in that game, and it's the biggest play, I think, for Kean Sloan in my mind. 3rd down and 12. Okay, he's got an opportunity. It's him up against the tight end, which, by the way, you're asking a UDFA defensive end to drop back into coverage. It's the versatility that I love, and it's that versatility why Kean Sloan, I believe, will make this Raiders squad, and that's why I'm really excited about him as a prospect. But 3rd down and 12, had an opportunity to make a tackle, didn't make the tackle. 49ers got a first down. The drive continued. They scored a field goal. And again, very minor things, but to me, with what this game was, with what it needed to be for Sloan, he's still going to make this squad, I believe, but he, to me, was the biggest loser in that game yesterday, unfortunately, against the 49ers. So one more time here, quickly running through my Raiders Week 3 preseason winners and losers. The biggest winner, Mike Washington Jr., followed by the offensive guards, the backup running backs, Trey Tucker and Kirk Cousins. Unfortunately, I'm going to say the losers were Ian Thomas, Jalen Naylor, Jack Best, Charles Grant. And I am going to sprinkle in Fernando Mendoza, though Klint Kubiak did say the interception was Jalen Naylor's fault. Then, winners on defense. The biggest winner, I got to say, was Patrick Johnson. Salute to Rob Leonard, Matt Gay, Fali Fakutasi, and then Eric Stokes for that little Jed Yorch reach around PBU. And then the LV losers on defense, Kean Sloan, Shea Gunalobi, Tommy Eichenberg, Cody Lindenberg, Malcolm Kuntz, and to round it out, Dalton Johnson. Oh boy, 300 people here in the building, y'all. My name is Mitchell Renz. You're watching the Raiders Report, and today's deals are, I'm going to give away a Fernando Mendoza jersey. Raise your hand, type me down below if you were ticked off how many people were ripping our young franchise quarterback. He looked like a rookie. I get he looked like a rookie. I believe in you, 1-5, and I want everyone to know I believe in Fernando Mendoza. And to prove it the best way that I can today, I got a Mendoza jersey here. Let's give it away. So to the people that are watching this program, if you finish in the top 10 XP today, you get a ticket. So for example, first place, CJ Rader, you would get 10 tickets. 10th place, Jeremy Valve, you would get 1 ticket. Second place gets 9. See how we're going to work that down. If you want more tickets, $10 super chat for a wheel spin. And we have a few wheel spins that we need to get to. $20 Venmo to get in our duck race. Last time that I checked, you're okay. $20 Venmo, last time that I checked, you would go home with $80. And then if you bang on today's show, you get to fight me. If you win in the fight, I drink a beer and I add you to the duck race. You get 1 duck. If I win, though, unfortunately, I get the dub. If anybody throws up an alley-oop, we go Royal Rumble style. That's how we're going to do it.
We should do Royal Rumble. That one killed me. Cooper versus me versus you. Just for fun. See who wins.
See, I feel like if we were going to do that, we should just add people in. We should just add people in. Cooper goes, loser does a boot. Winner does a coffee boot? Dude, I'm telling you this right now. Coffee boot would wake me up. Wake me up before you go. Thompson Family Fishing says, fight? Yep, Thompson, we're fighting. We're fighting, man. Let's go. I said this today only because I felt like I was ready to fight people yesterday. Obviously, I'm a lover, not a fighter. But I was just ready, man. I saw so many people like, there was one tweet yesterday that ticked me off that was like, Fernando Mendoza is like ass water. And I'm like, what are we talking about here? You're telling me you're going to make an evaluation of a quarterback based off 3 preseason games?
What would you say is ass water? Like, what is
ass
the definition
water
of
is
ass
when
water?
you wake up really, really late at night and you go to sit down on your toilet, take a shit, and then you're like, oh my God, the seat's up, and then your butt hits the water. That's ass water.
That's ass water?
That's ass water.
See, I thought...
That's the cheap bidet, by the way.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I was thinking, like maybe you got swamp ass, and it's like, it's just too much liquid.
That's all the time when I walk to work.
It's every time.
It's 110 degrees out here.
You ever get so much swamp ass you think you shit yourself?
It's Friday here on the Raiders Report. Can you tell? Richard Black, Mitch, Rome wasn't built in a day. Kubiak is a genius. Have to build for the future. Tough for me to say being a Raider fan for 46 years, but wide receiver have to sit back, watch Kubiak work his magic. I mean, that's kind of what we have to do, man. We have to sit back. We have to wait for Kubiak to be able to work his magic. And I hear you. Rome wasn't built in a day. I used to say it all the time last year. And I think the hope is, yes, Rome wasn't built in a day, but they also made progress on Rome. Unfortunately, the Raiders have been building Rome. The problem is they haven't been built like what they're building right now. You're looking at it and you're going, why is Rome being built with glue and spit? But now with Pete Carroll, that's what it looked like. They're like, we're gum, spit, sticky tack. That was Pete Carroll trying to build Rome. Now we got it going in the right direction. Let's get a wheel spin going for my guy Richard Black here. Swamp ass is definitely worse than ass water. I don't know, man. Oh, dude, this is making me nervous. 3 raffle tickets. Let's go. 3 raffle tickets for Richard Black. Let's go. I got it. What up, Jeremy Valve? I hope Gino plays that game. Let's go 10-win season. Raiders. We can win 10 games. We could also win 3 games. We're not winning no games. We are better than what we were last year. I'm telling you. I know. Rick Dennison, period, is the reason why we are better than last year. Our offensive line is the number one reason why we will be better. In all honesty, that is the number one reason.
I thought Brennan Carroll did a great job.
Getting us Mendoza, he did.
I'm just kidding.
It's literally
he did get you Mendoza.
it's one of those seasons, like when I talk to my dad's a Jets fan. When I talk to like my dad about the Jets, even Mike about the Jets, I feel so much better about the Raiders season last year because we got the number 1 overall pick, because we got Fernando Mendoza. Like hearing like Jets fans think the way that like they do about how bad they were last year, kept the head coach, didn't get the number 1 overall pick. Like I feel so much better about our situation than a lot of other teams do. I'll tell you that. I feel good. I feel good about the Raiders. I'm hoping that we do split or sweep the Broncos. Jeremy Valve, 2 raffle tickets for a shot to win a Fernando Mendoza jersey. Do you guys want me to sign the Mendoza jersey? Y for yes and for no. I mean, obviously, whoever wins gets the pick, but oftentimes which here's the thing. If it's not me, I wouldn't like sign that jersey, right? I'm not Fernando Mendoza. But I've had like many Raiders fans not get mad at me, but like, hey man, I wish you would have signed that jersey that you sent to me. But I'm like, it's not me, like, it's not, like if you want me to sign it, I will.
Start giving away Mitchell Renz 365 jerseys, and you sign it Fernando Mendoza.
That's a hell of a curveball. There would be we could probably do one of those, and there's going to be one person like 100 years down the line. They're like, what am I looking at here?
Just get your buddy to sign it Namdi Asamoah.
Namdi Asamoah. Shout out to Chad Frankenfield. The Night Devil in the Duck Race. 20 to win, $90 here on the show. The Severe Raider. Salute to Rich Homie Mitch. Severe, dude. This is cool. So, I don't know how many of y'all know about some of the other Raiders content creators out there, but one thing I really, really wanted to be able to do this time of the year is, spread love amongst other Raider Nation. I'm a normal fan just like all of y'all. There's at times where I'm chilling at my house and I'm listening to other Raiders content creators because I also like to be a fan, I think is the best way to put it, right? Like the other day when I got to go to the Raiders open practice, I got to be a fan. And not to say that I don't get to be a fan already, like when I watch games, but it's a job, right? Like at the end of the day, like this is my job. And sometimes I even have to remind myself that it's a job. But the other day I was watching Severe. I was watching Pharaoh, and I was watching my guy Rundown, and they were all just sitting around. They were chopping it up. They had a good conversation. I said, what's up? Threw an alley-oop over there to those guys, and, just wanted to show my love. So, honestly, man, you didn't have to come over here and do the exact same thing. Obviously, I appreciate it. It's very humbling, and, I hope that we get to make more content in the future, and, to any Raiders content creator out there. Don't be afraid to hit me up. Don't be afraid to ask me to join the show. I love talking Raiders. I love trying to bring Raider Nation together. But Severe Raider, shout out to you, man. I greatly, really appreciate that. Go check out his YouTube channel. He makes a lot of good Raiders content over there as well if you want to see people chop it up. Get a little different take, right? Get a little different take. 1 raffle ticket for Severe Raider. What up, Severe? I got you, dude. I got you. Thompson, you need a patch of Chat Sports sewn on. Chat Sports patch? I could probably get one. Though I've been working on something. Arnold and I have been working on something in the back. You guys will see it. So it's getting ready to get launched. It'll be cool. It'll be pretty darn cool. So today's deals. Are we all caught up? We are all caught up, which means I have one more segment to get into here on the show. And to have a little bit of fun on this final segment, let's have a little bit of fun here. Let's do a tune o'clock, and we're going to do a tune o'clock in the way that somebody suggested earlier on the show. What I need you to do, Reed, is I need you to add Cooper, I need you to add yourself, and I need you to add me to a Royal Rumble. If you want to get in this Royal Rumble, $5 super chat. If you win, you get 15 raffle tickets for a shot to win a Fernando Mendoza jersey. Okay? If you want in, get in. $5. And the way that it's going to go is it's going to be a $5 tune o'clock while I'm doing the show. So I'm about to do a segment here. It's going to be players on the roster bubble, and I'm going to tell you whether I'm keeping them or whether I'm cutting them. And it's going to be as simple as that. while that show is going, if I had to guess, it's probably 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, could be 25. I got a lot of people to talk about. But we're going to do a 15, 20, 25-minute tune o'clock. Scheffler said, why the F not? 1, how did that get through? 2, it was $2. Scheffler, how does that get through? That's how you know he's Mount Raider more. They're like, all right, we'll allow it. We'll allow it. Send him in. We'll allow it. Send him in. Chef, only because you're my guy. We'll put him in. Is he on the list? He says he's on the list. All right, we'll send him in. We'll bring him in. Sherlock, ready for the Royal Rumble. Honestly, this is gonna be fun. If you guys haven't seen today, we found a new little game, and it's literally I've been fighting today. We've been fighting today. My name is Gunner Steele. LCA. What up, LCA? It's good to see you, homie. Richard Black and the Night Devil getting in the duck race as well. 20 to win. 100 doll hairs. 20 to win. 100 doll hairs. What? I don't know. Everyone's laughing at your name, LCA. Is that like a ridiculous name? Is that like a ridiculous name? Scheffler, why the F not? Oh, dude, that's funny. I will say this, though. The way that it's going to go is you only get one. Like, if you send in 4 or 5 fives, no, that's not. You're only going to get one entry. I'm just going to let you know ahead of time. It's not going to be 5 fill-ups, 4 LCAs. No, you just get one spot in the Royal Rumble. If you want to donate more, cool, I appreciate it, but I think that's fair. No, I think that's fair. So it's going to be me, Cooper, Reed, and then everybody that sends in a $5 super chat if you want to get in the Royal Rumble. If you win, you're going to get 15 raffle tickets for a shot to win a Fernando Mendoza jersey. If you want me to sign it, I will happily sign it. This is going to be cool. I'm actually looking forward to this. And again, we'll do that Royal Rumble after this next segment, which next segment is going to be players on the roster bubble. I'm going to tell you to keep, or I'm going to tell you that we got to cut them. Just so you know. Rebel said add Marsh. I think Rebel just wants to fight Marsh. Rebel, we'll do a show. We'll do something in the future, Rebel, where I'll call Marshall in here and we'll set one up where we should try to do a long fight where it's a minute and just Rebel just beats the shit out of Marshall. It's just superpowers after superpowers and lightning bolt. I'm ready to rock. Ready to rock. Ready to roll. Coming up here, Raiders roster bubble candidates. I'm going to tell you whether keep, whether cut right now here on the Raiders Report. It's cut day here on the Raiders Report. I know I am live and I am recording this video on August 28th, but this video will be released on Sunday, August 30th. You know why? Because the NFL Cutdown Day is officially here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time today. My name is Mitchell Renz. You're watching the Raiders Report, and today's show is presented by Prize Picks. What I'm going to do is go through a handful of players that are on the roster bubble, and I'm going to tell you just flat out whether I would keep them or whether I would cut them. At the moment that I am recording this video, there are 89 players on the roster. And I'm not going to lie to you, I have a feeling that by the time this video goes out, we're going to have less than 89 guys on this roster. But I like to be able to do shows like this because I want all of y'all to know exactly what I'm thinking about. And if you're excited for the Raiders season upcoming, I hope they hit that subscribe button. Hope that you turn on those notifications because I will be live today for the official cut down day. Let's go to the very first Raiders cut candidate here. And I do think you got to have Aiden O'Connell in a conversation, not because he's not good enough to make the team, but does this roster need to carry 2-3 quarterbacks? I'm going to say keep them. And you got to keep Aiden O'Connell for the simple fact of he's too good to cut. whatever you think of AOC, he's too good to cut. If you want to try to trade him, go ahead. You could try to trade him. But to me, I don't think we're going to bring back Kirk Cousins next season. And I do think that there is value to be had with AOC, because if, God forbid, something did happen to Kirk Cousins, if Fernando's not ready, I don't need to rush Fernando out there into a situation that he's not ready for. So because of that logic, in my mind, I think we should keep Aiden O'Connell. Let's go to the running back position. Roman Hemby, UDFA out of Indiana, really been battling it out here for a spot. I do think that the Raiders are going to end up keeping 4 running backs on their roster. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to cut Hemby. I think because Dare Agumbawale was signed and he gives you some special teams value, and because Dylan Laube has also shown that they trust him, because of that logic and because of some of the other areas of the Raiders' needs, and I will say, I think the only way that he would have made the team is if Ashton Genty's injury would have been more severe. It sounds like he's okay, and Mike Washington Jr. looks like the real deal. Let's go to a wide receiver here, Derek Young. The Raiders signed Young this offseason, and this has been somebody that I often get asked about. Mitch, he's not doing anything in the preseason, haven't heard anything about him, and if you watch the tape on Derek Young as a receiver, you're probably not going to like what you see a lot. Here's the thing. He's not signed to be a receiver. He is signed for special teams, and he was a really important player, a part of that Seattle Seahawks Super Bowl win in special teams. It's why the Raiders made him a priority and signed him very early on this offseason. They love him on special teams. And if you don't know how important special teams is to Klint Kubiak, you definitely haven't been following a lot of the things that he's been saying this offseason. So Derek Young, I'm going to keep him. I promise you one thing here. I'm going to give you videos every single day on this channel. And I also think that you're going to become a smarter Raiders fan. You're going to hear stats. You're going to hear how much money certain guys, we save by cutting them. Did you know that if the Raiders cut Aiden O'Connell, you save $3.7 million. If you trade him, you save $3.7 million. Like, if you didn't know that, hit that subscribe button. Again, I'm not sitting up here acting like I'm going to be dropping facts on you left and right, but you're going to become a smarter Raiders fan because it's my job to make you a smarter Raiders fan. Just like if you worked at a restaurant, I trust you to put good food on my plate. That's not my job to cook, though. I feel like I'm a chef at times around here. Let's go to Shedrick Jackson at the wide receiver position. Somebody I've really been rooting for. Somebody that I think a lot of us have been really rooting for. And there's been glimpses of specialness, 4.25 40-yard dash speed. Unfortunately, though, I got to cut him. And when it comes to this Raiders wide receiver room, tough conversations are going to need to be had. And when I did my 53-man roster projection, I could only keep 5 wide receivers. And that's what I decided to do. I decided to keep 5, and Shedrick Jackson, unfortunately, was not one of those wide receivers. Let's go to another name here in that wide receiver room, Devin Tompkins. Somebody that I said I was going to be watching very closely in that final preseason game up against the Niners, and I am going to go with the cut. I decided to keep Dare Agumbawale, special teams running back, because of the injury to Ashton Genty. That's why I kept Dare over Devin Tompkins. I know that they play different positions, but I looked at them more from a special teams value. At tight end, Ian Thomas, he had a really bad game. He was my number 1 loser against the San Francisco 49ers, but you know what? I'm going to keep him, and I'm going to keep him on this team because we need him to be that tight end 3. If Carter Runyon would have been healthy, a little bit of a different conversation, but Ian Thomas is a significant upgrade over Albert O. I got some more roster bubble candidates coming up here in just a moment, and I'm going to tell you whether to keep them, whether to cut them. To make sure Prize Picks keeps me and I don't get cut, use code HMA to get $150 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup over at Prize Picks. Here's the thing. You got to win. If you win, you get $150 in lineups to play with. And if you follow me at Mitchell Renz 365, you can see all of the lineups that I submit. My one lineup that I had for the Raiders preseason game, winner, chicken dinner. Nope. I am hungry. Not yet. Sorry, Rebel. We will get some food here in a little bit. This is a $5 lineup to win $15. Again, is that a lot of money? No. $150 in lineups? You bet your bippy it is. Also, though, I got lineups for week 1 already out. I'll admit this might change. If I get a injury reboot for Ashton Genty, which I might end up getting, I could do a brand new lineup. But they already have more or lesses on Prize Picks for the Raiders week 1 game up against the Miami Dolphins, which, crazy enough, 2 weeks away. When you guys are watching this video, 2 weeks away. And to all the people that follow me on Prize Picks that are copying my lineup. This to me is my new Noti gang. I'm giving shout outs to people that follow my lineups on Prize Picks. Why? Because it just means you like hanging out with me on game day, which of course means a lot to me. So one more time here, shout out to Prize Picks for hooking up the Raiders Report. If you don't know, it feels good to win on Prize Picks, and on Prize Picks, they let you run your game, and I want you to run your game all season long with code HMA and get $150 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup over on Prize Picks. Let's go to Jordan Meredith on the offensive line here. This has been somebody that they had working at center. Now they're moving him to guard here a little bit. I did a video last week and I said, please stop playing Meredith at center. Put him at left guard. He's going to be better. He was, without a doubt, much better at guard, and I'm going to keep him. The number one reason why I'm going to keep Jordan Meredith is because of the uncertainty around JPJ and around the uncertainty of his health. And I say that because I think if you could promise me JPJ was healthy, they would keep 8 offensive linemen. But I think that they want to be able to use Grant as the swing tackle. They want to be able to use Caleb Rogers as like a swing guard with JPJ in there. But let's not forget about another guy. And I think that this is going to be a really interesting battle, Atonio Mafi. Because Atonio Mafi outplayed Jordan Meredith this preseason. He did. In my accounts, I believe that he did. The problem is Mafi can't play center. Jordan Meredith, I know a lot of you are like, Mitch, you just said he can't play center. Jordan Meredith can play center better than Atonio Mafi. Caleb Rogers can play guard, in my opinion, better than Atonio Mafi. Trey Zune can play tackle, and he can do that well. I think because Mafi is really just a guard, and a lot of those other guys that I said offer you more flexibility, for that reason, we're cutting him. But I'm telling you what, that's a guy that I think deserves to be on our practice squad. He had a really, really good offseason, and Rick Dennison should be really proud of himself for how much better he made Atonio Mafi look. Real talk. Let's go to the guy that we drafted in the 7th round at defensive tackle, Brandon Cleveland. Yes, he was one of my honorable mentions as a winner. Unfortunately, though, we have to cut him. And I say that we have to cut him because Fali Fakutasi has shown that he's a better player. And if I'm going to build young defensive tackles in my mind, I would rather invest in a J.J. Pegues and a Tonka Hemingway than a Brandon Cleveland. I've also talked to many sources around the NFL that have said you're going to see a lot of draftees this year that were drafted in the 7th round not make teams because this was a weaker overall draft class. Now, I want to give people opportunities, and if you appreciate this Raiders community, give somebody a shout out. You know, like I'm always down here giving shout outs to Sherlock. Shout out to my guy Raider Ron, 93 Nabman. I see Yoda Jenkins down below, Aristocrat Raider. Ricky's always one of the top guys, a part of the Noti gang. We always have so many cool people here that are part of Noti gang saying hello, every morning, good morning. Like I always see them. It's like, good morning from Australia, good morning from the Philippines, good morning from all across the world. If there's somebody that you see down in the comments every single day and you appreciate them, Zalesbo, I appreciate you. Big Raz, I appreciate you. LCA, I appreciate you. There's just so many people that I could say. But I want you guys to show up and show out for these people because you guys are building a really cool community here, and I want y'all to keep on building this community down in the comments. Let's keep it going here, Raiders. Cut candidates on the roster bubble. Patrick Johnson at the defensive end position. I'm going to keep him, and I'm going to keep him because he's been the biggest winner for this Raiders defense. I actually think he's looked better than Malcolm Koonce. I think he's played better than Kean Sloan. But the other reason why I think you have to keep him is the injury to Kieron Crawford. At the moment I'm recording this video, I do not know what the injury is. But I saw Crawford enter the blue medical tent. I saw Crawford get carted out. It's reported that is a left ankle injury. I do believe that you could see him on some sort of IR. I'm hoping it's short-term IR compared to long-term IR. I mean, I'm hoping it's nothing, but you see the cart, you think it might be a little bit of a week-to-week thing, and if it's, to me, I would keep Patrick Johnson, put him on short-term IR if need be. So then, Kean Sloan. My biggest loser in that Week 3 preseason game was Sloan, but you know what? You got to keep him. You got to keep him because the heart he plays with. I said this the other day, and it's not a knock, but I'm using it as a compliment. Great value, Max Crosby. He's a great value, Max Crosby, and the idea of he's not as athletic as what Max was coming out of the draft, But Max also was a 4th-round pick for a reason. The reason why Max Crosby is because he's insane. And I mean that in a nice way. Like, he wants to get that 1% better. It's the hustle, the never giving up. And even though Kean Sloan doesn't have some of the God-given abilities that Max Crosby has, Kean Sloan has that he's freaking insane thing about him. And, like, those are the guys that I want to see on a team. Like, you know, you look at a linebacker like Drake Thomas, who just signed a nice little contract with the Seattle Seahawks. They won a Super Bowl last year with him. That was a UDFA that did the exact same thing, found himself around the football. Kean Sloan is versatile. I believe in him, and you got to keep him. Tommy Eichenberg, here at the linebacker position, didn't have the best game, neither did Cody Lindenberg, but to me, overall, we have to be able to have some versatility at the linebacker position, and I just think that Shea Gunalobi is a better special teams player. Cody Lindenberg is a younger, better linebacker for that reason. I am moving on from Tommy Eichenberg, which sucks for him, going on another brand new regime, and he's going to have to, go out there and test the open waters. I got more cut candidates here in a moment, but here's a great example of some of the comments that people leave down below on all the videos that we drop. I love seeing Noti Gang. I love seeing the good morning messages out there. We are building a really, really cool community, and when I see cool messages out there like there, I'm going to keep on sharing them on this show. Be nice to each other. Raider Nation doesn't need to be divided. We're on the same exact team here, and let's be a nation as together. Let's go to more cut candidates here. At linebacker position, Cameron McGrone, who was one of the best linebackers for the Raiders in this preseason game. He looked unbelievable in coverage. I loved him flying around the football, and you could see some glimpses of why he was such a highly touted linebacker at Michigan, and you know that this team likes those Michigan guys. With that being said, I'm going to cut Cameron McGrone. We're going to keep 4 linebackers, I believe, and I think it's going to be Shea Gunalobi, Cody Lindenberg, Quay Walker, and Nakobe Dean. Next name up here on the roster, bubble candidates list, is cornerback DeCamerion Richardson. I saw released by the Athletic Sam Warren. Warren believes Richardson will make this roster. So when I saw that, I'm like, that's very interesting to me. And I'm going to go on the other side of it, and I'm going to say that they're going to cut him. I believe they like DeCamerion's upside. However, though, Greedy Vance is going to be the player that they end up keeping because of his nickel versatility. Richardson, if he would do a better job on special teams, that's where he could have made that chance to make this team. You heard Joe DeCamillis' frustration the other day in one presser about Richardson. I'm going to go with Greedy Vance, though, making it over DCam. Let's go to the free safety position. Tristan McCullum, somebody that I did at one point have in a 53-man roster video because I was concerned about the secondary's overall development. With that being said now, Tristan McCullum is a player that I like. Could be somebody on the practice squad. They did sign him as an exclusive rights free agent in early April, but he's not somebody that's going to make this team. It's going to be a cut. At long snapper, Tyler Dzansky, the UDFA from Penn State. There was a period where him and Alex Ward were battling. It sounds like it is now Alex Ward's job for that reason. We're cutting the long snapper, and then Kansai Matsuzawa. Matt Gay is the starting kicker here, but you don't need to cut him. He can be the International Pathway Program player. It's already been approved. He can be on your roster. Doesn't need to count against your roster. If you want to hold 91 players like we did last year with Laki Tassi, you can do it. And I would do it. And I say it because he is a good kicker. He's just not a confident kicker. And just like we saw Daniel Carlson was 0 for 3, his first game with the Minnesota Vikings, they cut him, and he ended up being a pretty damn good kicker for us. Confidence is a really, really big thing. And I just see a young man that's not confident right now, and I'm not ready to give up on him yet. Just make him the International Pathway Program player. Now, some of you might be going, well, Mitch, I watched Friday Happy Hour, and you guys were getting wild. Kinda. I was fighting a bunch of people, and if you're like, what do you mean you were fighting people? We did. We were fighting. We were doing a Royal Rumble, and I'm about to do another Royal Rumble here on the Raiders Report. But, we get a lot of people that watch this show. We get a lot of real ones out there, and I think one of the number one ways that I know that you're a real one and you appreciate the products and content that we provide is, when you hook up, when you guys honestly get the shirts. Like, it's a cool little thing for us. I get a notification every time somebody gets a shirt. Like, literally, I get it's on my phone. Just like I'm sitting at home and I can see, actually, Reed Steedman is the most recent buy. Shout out to Reed. Roberto No One. I saw yesterday, somebody ended up getting the Richie Simpson, ended up getting the Ashton Genty shirt. Like, I know you guys might not know it, but To me, it's also like a Noti gang. I see it. I see the name. I see the alert, and I'm like, hell yeah, man. Like, that's really cool to see. So I'm not saying go out there and spend all your money on me. It's definitely not what I'm saying. I'm just saying it like this. When you show up and show out for me, I'm going to try to do my best to show up and show out for you. To all the Raiders players, though, I know it's not an easy conversation, and I love what Klint Kubiak said the other day about failing upward. If you do get cut, doesn't mean that your journey is over. I've talked to multiple NFL players. Tyrell Williams, I remember one time I had the opportunity to talk to Nick Kwiatkowski, both UDFAs that did not make the roster, and, were able to make a lot of money in the NFL, and they were able to make a name for themselves. Some of the best players in the league, were at one point cut. I am confident in Klint and John to make the proper decisions. I do shows like this just to give my God-honest opinion, and I hope that anybody that ever comes across any of the shows that I do know, I'm a normal guy just trying to be able to make content around a team that he absolutely loves. So if you were featured today as the keep or a cut, I hope that I get to keep you around and hope that you don't cut out the Raiders Report from your everyday viewing. Ah, man, oh, man, oh, man. Man, oh, man, oh, man. I'm seeing a lot of people in this Royal Rumble right now. Literally the entire time I was filming, I just saw. All right, so all these $5 super chats are in the Royal Rumble. Sherlock's right of the Rumble. If you don't know what I'm talking about, whoever wins this battle, you're going to get 15 raffle tickets for a shot to win a Mendoza jersey. My name is Gunner Steele. I saw a few people laugh at this statement, LCA. So I'm like, wondering if this is a name to something else. I'm wondering if it's a name. This is going to be interesting. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go through all the super chats here. Man, lots of shit going on. Dude, man, you have no idea. There is lots and lots of stuff going on.
How Scheffler was like, you know what? I won't curse. I'll just say F.
Let's get it in. Scheffler, good luck to you. A Raider says, game on, brothers. Love it. Craig Nelson Jr., third time's the charm. Maybe. Phil Bogert, Rumble time. Severe, appreciate all the work that you put into this. Did we put Severe in? Yeah. All right, F it, Severe, you're in the Royal Rumble. People who don't do what you do can't and won't have the appreciation just for how difficult it is. I can't always catch the lives, but the shorts are clutch. Yeah, I think it's like anything, it's like any job. I think it's a job that on the outside, and you make content too. On the outside looking in, people think, and I want people to think like, yeah, you can make Raiders content. Anybody can make content. It's just you gotta actually do it. And it's funny to me. I love my job. I love being able to do my thing here. It's I know I've kind of created my own like little path. But there's times, like Alex and I, we always talk. I think I'd be a better stay-at-home dad than she'd be a stay-at-home mom. Not to say, like, Alex is going to be an incredible mother. It's just like I am like the cook. Like I like to cook more. I like to, kind of do more things around the house. Like I think like that would be a lot more geared for me. Like I could stay in the house way more than Alex could. It's not even close. Like Alex would get like she would need to get out. But like to me, like I could be that guy. But I love making content too. Buckeye, I'm a lover, not a fighter, but put me in. My fighter name is Dirk. Dirk Diggler? That makes sense. I did almost burn down our kitchen today. That's right. Kinda.
What was that?
So I got a Chipotle burrito. And typically, I just, I'll get like my burrito, I'll put it in the air fryer. Well, I tried to like peel off the sticker, just put it in with the aluminum foil, because if I'm going to air fry my burrito, I don't want the outside to get like too crispy.
Yeah.
I want it to stay like warm. So what I did was I tried to wrap my burrito in like those, like the paper that you put inside the air fryer.
Oh.
The problem was when I wrapped it, it unwrapped and went to the top. So it just cooked that paper on the top. So when I opened it, my burrito was perfect. But the top layer, it actually had like a little smoke to it. It was nice.
That happened to me a couple weeks
ago. Like, I'm not going to lie, it was good.
That's good.
Oh, yeah.
It was good. But yes, I did almost burn it down.
That's funny. Night Devil.
Rebel, do not put foil on microwave. No, microwave, of course not. Air fryer, you can put
Hey,
You can put foil in the air fryer, not the microwave, though. It will be a devil of a fight from Fabian. The Night Devil, you in. Gunny, what up, fam? Thank you all for the participation and support for Save a Warrior yesterday. SaveAWarrior.org for veterans and first responders struggling. We lose 22 veterans every single day to suicide. If you don't know, go to SaveAWarrior.org/donate and tell them Father Tom sent you. If you guys don't know what we did yesterday, we essentially did a deal where we gave away a signed Brock Bowers helmet courtesy of Preston Rodriguez. When Preston gave me the helmet, he said, if you could, I want to figure out a way to make a donation to Save a Warrior. And, I talked to LA Crash Dog. I came up with an idea, and we did a portion of every bang yesterday. We donated to Save a Warrior. And I'm very happy to announce we donated $500 yesterday to Save a Warrior. So to all y'all out there, pat yourself on the back. That's big time, man. LA Crash Dog, shout out to you. Aggressive Master Raider. Don't threaten me with a good time. Let's go. Dude, he's going to be out there waving that big arm. Jeremy Valve, let's get ready to rumble. Yoda, can you handle the Donut Warrior? Pause. Natman, Lopez, lots of deathmatch folks in. Maybe a tournament. It's Reed today. But remember that show? Did you remember the show Celebrity Deathmatch? No, too young? So Celebrity Deathmatch was like a show where it was like cartoon clay characters, and they would be like, I don't know, Nicole Richie versus Paris Hilton. And they would literally like fight to the death.
I do remember that.
Like, it was craziness.
I do remember that.
That's what this is going to be like.
Yes.
LCA says best show ever. That tells me two things about LCA. It's low-key, it is actually it's a hilarious show.
Three people so far have been like, name me this. And I'm like, if I name you that, I'm not going to be able to remember who wins.
I'm in.
We got Doom, something else.
Something
like
Steel.
Drifter or something.
Dirk Diggler.
Dirk Diggler, yeah.
Dirk Diggler. Now we're going to get a dragon. Raider Ron, call me Doom.
Like, oh, the battle was won by Nighthawk. Who was that?
There's like 5 people. Yes, I won. Raider Ron, you in. Stoffel the Badger. Mitch, you can cover my penny. In all seriousness, thanks for all you do, my man. You're a real one. Much love to the nation. Raiders! At first, I was like, what are you saying? I can cover your penny. Now I get it. Man, I have a lot of fun doing this show. And, like, even like today, right? Like, I want to be able to talk about the Raiders, but I also know that we have to make it fun, right? Like, my job, the number one thing I want people to realize is I'm not going to take my job too seriously on days that I don't need to, but on days that I do need to take my job really seriously, like on a Raiders game day, I'm going to take my job really seriously. So, like, today, let's have a little bit of fun. We're literally fighting each other live on camera, right? Nabman, add Big Raz and Blue Richards to the fight. Looks like a weekly tournament to Lopez. Be careful who you ask for, boys. Raiders! Sounds good. Big Raz, Blue Richards, you in. You in. We got another one coming in here, which I believe we have 3 more Super Chats to get to. Then we will do the Royal Rumble. Big Rich. Let's we get ready to rumble. LCA. Gunner Steel is based on my PS ID. Nothing special. All right. Now I'm curious, what's your real name? I don't know. LA Crash Dog, I never want to miss a good fight. I'm trained for it. What are we talking about? LA Crash Dog, you'll see. So today, Gunny, I did a deal where if you bang, we fight. It's a fight to the death. If you win, I chug a beer. Anybody here watching the show, if you bang on today's show, we will fight to the death. And if you win, I chug a beer and I put you in the duck race for a shot to win some money. That was the deal today. If you haven't seen, we've done a few fights. And you're about to see what this Royal Rumble is going to look like. But if anybody wants to fight me, mano y mano. If you win, I chug a beer. And if you win, I'll put you in the duck race. Though, it should be noted, I have to get out of here in like 30 minutes. And that's only because I know a lot of y'all know some of the construction that we've been doing at Chat Sports. My studio is under construction. And because of all the preseason games tonight, we were directed that we have to get out of here in 30 minutes. And that's only because somebody else has to get in here at basically an hour before kickoff to get their watch party, get everything set up. So I just wanted to let all y'all know, I don't want somebody to send in, not that I don't want to. Obviously, if you want to, it's much appreciated. But I also don't want somebody to send in a really, really big super chat 20 minutes from now, and then I got to be like, hey, I got to go in 10 minutes. So I'm letting all y'all know I have to leave here in 30 minutes, but that's because we don't have enough studio space, and there's a lot of other games going on tonight for watch parties and stuff, just so you know. Just so you know. But 30 minutes. I got 30 minutes. That's what we got. Suave, all the nicknames are funny, and all you can just call me later. Everybody give Suave a call later. To the Suavemente Royal Rumble. Are we ready? Also, Bayou Raider in the duck race, 20 to win, $120. So here's what's going to happen. This is going to be a Royal Rumble battle to the death. The winner of this fight to the death gets 15 raffle tickets. 15 raffle tickets for a shot to win a Fernando Mendoza jersey. If you're like, what's the Mendoza jersey? I got the Mendoza jersey. If you want me to sign it, I will be more than happy to sign it. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. This is going to be fun. If you win...
I was going to say, yeah, what happens if Cooper wins?
If Cooper, you, or me win, we'll figure it out then.
Yeah.
Zon wants in.
Hold on. I think Zon is the king of, all right, we're all done. Zon's in.
Let's go. Zon types with his feet, so it takes him a little bit longer. It's harder to send a super chat with your big toe than your thumb. So it's tough when that happens. All right, how many people are in this? 25. Oh, dude, electric. Absolutely electric. Here we go. You ready? Oh, yeah. Battle Royale. Winner to the death. Royal. Though we don't even see the names.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, dude, this is just savage. This is just savagery. I don't even know what I'm watching.
Well, we got to get to the last fight. Oh, if you're outside the circle, you start dying.
Interesting.
Scheffler, it's
Vandal.
and Scheffler.
Back to back. Yo, Scheffler's taking names today, y'all. Scheffler is out here slaying. Scheffler never won a duck race for a year and a half. 2 straight fights. Royal Rumble champion. Scheffler! Johnny Chef out there wheeling and dealing. That's that old man strength. Scheffler, 15 tickets. Let's go. Rigged. I mean, was Scheffler the same, thing? I don't know.
No, the weapon that you get is all random.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I love a good duck race. I don't know. I'm starting to like these. These are...
it's harder to see, but when it gets to the end...
Well, that's what I mean. You think about a duck race. You think about a duck race.
It doesn't matter until the last 10 seconds.
Well, that's kind of how it goes.
That's how it is here.
I agree.
It doesn't matter until the last 3 people are fighting each other.
I think it's fun. I'm having a good time with it.
15
raffle tickets from my guy, Johnny Chef. Aiden Carlson. Hello to you. David Zahn. It's go time. Oh, man. Do we do it again? One more time. All right, here's what we're going to do. Final call to get in the duck race. $20 Venmo at Mitchell Renz 365. We're going to run this duck race. We're going to run this duck race literally in 60 seconds. While we're running the duck race, if you want to do the Royal Rumble one more time, $5 super chat just to get in. We'll compile all the names, and if you win this fight, 15 tickets for a chance to win a Fernando Mendoza jersey. Deal? We'll do it again. I had fun with it. I thought it was a good time. If you're somebody that's like sends in, I don't know, you want to add other names in, you can add other names in. That's fine. $5 to get in. Bingo, bango. $5 to get in. Chef, I hate to break it to you. You got to get in, Chef, bro. You got to get in. You got to see if it's a perfect 3 for 3. Though, if Scheffler goes 3 for 3, Chef, if you go 3 for 3, I'll do a boot. That's my deal. Chef, if you go 3 for 3, I'll do a boot. I think that's more than fair. Dude. Let's go. Neff. Let's go. David Zahn, Sherlock, Richard Black, Big Richard, Nabman, Raider on. Let's go. And again, if somebody else wants to put somebody in, don't be afraid to put somebody else in. Just let us know in a super chat. Words matter, Mitch. Words matter. Zahn, I'm not trying to win. I'm just trying to beat John out of this. Words do matter, Zahn, especially with that sentence. Dirk ain't going out. Put me in. F it. Gotta shoot your shot. Let's go. Sandblast and bring it on.
I will say, for everyone that's getting in, we'll look at the super chats after.
Yeah.
We'll run through them because not necessarily any questions. It's just the entry.
Correct.
Cooper is typing very quickly to make sure everyone gets in.
All right, so final chance to get in the duck race here. $20 Venmo. I got to get a few extra names in. Joey D, you in? I got Sean Morgan, you in? LCA, you in? Jennifer Buckner, you in? 20 to win, $170. Let's run it. 20 to win, $170 here on the Raiders Report. 20 to win, 170. If we get anybody else in a little bit late, I'll holla at you, but yep. Damon Fletch, can you add Cooper? Damon, D-A-M-E-N. He sent me a 5 on Venmo. And then Stephen Corbel Reed. 20 to win, 190. 20 to win, 190. I'm looking. Nope, we're good. Let's run it. And the base just keeps running, and who's getting added? Who's getting added to the duck? Taino donated the duck. What's going to be really cool is at the end of the year, somebody's going to get this duck with all the winners from every duck race that we do. And you're just going to have this random duck sitting in your house. There's no way your wife's going to care. There's no way your girlfriend's going to care. No way. 3!
Wait. So they don't say rigged. Shuffle. They will still say rigged. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Can you add Bayou over there? Thank you. Winner of this race gonna go home with 190 doll hairs on the program. 93 Nabman got a little bit of a lead right now. LCA down there in the bottom of your corner. Shan Morgan. Bottom of your corner. Shan Morgan. That's the evil twin of Sean. Angela Sherlock. Jennifer Buckner. Watch out for Giuseppe. You could definitely tell which one's I typed and which one's Connor Cooper. Well, the other day somebody goes, is that Connor or Cooper? And I'm like, oh, man, that's going to confuse me. Somebody was like, is it your guy or is it the other guy? I'm like, that's my guy. Robert. Oh, dude, Robert looks like he's in pain. Robert is fighting for this finish line. Ah! Jeremy Valve won. That was Nav the entire race. Ah! Valve with the win. Jeremy Valve with the win. Let's go. Mike called you Connor? Yeah, I mean, I'm not great with names either. All right, hang on. Let me just send that money. Sorry, I prioritized writing the name on the duck.
All right.
Jeremy Valve, though, has been...
That's it for the Royal Rumble. If you send it now, if it goes through, it's like 30-second delay, but Royal Rumble applications are closed.
All right, they're close. So what? Jeremy Valve was the last one to get in? All right, Jeremy Valve was the last one to get in. All right, Jeremy, also, if you could please confirm that you just received $190 from me, would greatly, greatly appreciate it. All right, how many people are in? How many people are in this Royal Rumble? So here's what's going to happen. I am about to give away a Fernando Mendoza jersey. And in that Fernando Mendoza jersey, somebody from this Royal Rumble is going to get 15 tickets. 15 tickets. It's going to go home here to someone.
25 again.
Same exact amount of people are in. 25 people are in. The people that we have in are Zahn, Sherlock, Richard Black, Big Rich, Nav, Ron, Buckeye, a Raider, Sandblasting, LA Crash, Jeff, CJ, LCA, Suave, Raiders of the Black Hole, Bridget, Yoda, John, Chadwick. Though Sandblasting said add Reed, please. Okay. Reed's add Jeremy Valve. Okay. Let's do it. Here we go. Let's do it. 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 It's a fight to the death. All right, so
Oh my God,
dude,
it is going crazy. Where am I? I'm still alive.
no, Suave, I think,
I'm
just
getting
gets in
killed.
for the vibrations.
Dude, Bayou is still green.
Dude, Bayou right now is
LCA
slaying.
and Bayou.
Where's Scheffler? Is Scheffler still in this thing?
LCA.
Dude, LCA is slinging. LCA is slinging it. LCA with the win. Mount Raidermore is dominating right now. Bro, LCA was wheeling and dealing right there.
Rigged.
Wheeling and dealing. LCA, 15 raffle tickets for a Mendoza jersey. My name is Gunner Steele. Congrats, Gunner. That's on me. Congrats to Gunner Steele. Gunner Steele, the heavyweight champion of the world. Gunner Steele. The Rebel, and to some of you WWE fans out there, you'd be really proud of me. Yesterday, somebody tweeted at me, I believe in Joe Hendry. And I clapped, and I was like, I was proud of myself. I was proud of myself there.
All right, so how do you want to do the raffle?
Do we do Royal Rumble again? Is it all right that some people have are you guys okay with, you want to try it?
Fighting themselves.
I mean, there might be some. Why are you hitting yourself? Let's do it. I mean, today's show, F it. Let's do it.
I feel like it's the same odds as a duck race.
Oh, it's the exact same odds.
Yeah, you're racing against yourself. You're fighting against yourself.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Is there a way to make the fight longer? No? Is there different?
Because there's no time limit to it. It's literally just the.
Okay. I don't
health.
Can the health be more? I don't know.
No. I have no. I can make it faster. No, I don't think we can add superpowers.
All right.
We can, but I don't think we should.
Are we gonna do? Let's just do it. Let's do it.
Let's do another battle.
Let's do one more battle.
Zahn said it's fun, so.
All right, so the battle is going to be everybody today that's got a raffle ticket for the Mendoza jersey. So here's what I need you to do. I need you to add a few more, okay? I'm going to call this right now the show. How about I said top 10. Top 10 people XP are going to get some extra raffles, okay? Top 10 XP people are going to get some extra raffle tickets. So, here we go. So give me one for Bo Mackey. Or do you want me to send it to you? Wait, yeah. Give me 2 for Severe Raider. 3 for Jeremy Valve. 4 for LA Crash. 5 for Santana Suave. 6 for Sherlock. 7 for a Raider. 8 for John Scheffler. 9 for Navman. 10 for CJ Raiders. Winner of this Royal Rumble is going to go home with a Fernando Mendoza jersey. Mendoza jersey. If you want me to sign it, I'll sign it. Mendoza jersey. If you want me to sign it, I'll sign it. If you want me to sign it, I will sign it. Oh my gosh. Chase sent me something like for 49ers, like an idea that he had. It's unbelievable. I'll show it to you. I can't say it on here. Also, there's so many football games happening tonight. I'm so excited. Now, don't get me wrong. I wonder if the Raiders make some cuts. And they might make some cuts today. They might make some cuts tomorrow. Maybe they wait until, the official cut down day on Sunday. I'm not necessarily sure what's going to happen. But if the Raiders do make any roster moves, I will do my best to keep you guys up to date. I will do my best to let you know what's happening around the team. And we will go from there. Once we have all the names in this raffle, the next thing that you guys are going to see is we're going to do – so today we've been doing Royal Rumble fights. We've been having a good time with it. And, I want to say thank you to everybody that participates in this show. I try to come up with new ways, new ideas to have some fun, to be able to talk about the Raiders every single day. Making content every single day it's a challenge. It's a fun challenge, But, I can't just only talk Raiders. We got to be able to have some fun on a Friday and have some fun from time to time. So it means a lot to me. It does. Where do the bots come from? I don't know. People just make up accounts and they try to get you to click on links. People are really bored, man. 108 people are in this fight. Let's go. 108 people are in this fight. 108 people in the fight. You ready? Name brawl. So what are the other options? What are those other bars? Yeah. All right, what are the options?
We got Coliseum.
We got to go in the Coliseum.
Forest and Castle. I feel like we have to go Coliseum.
Got to go Coliseum. Let's go Coliseum here. Yep, let's do it. Coliseum. Battle to the death. Winner gets a Fernando Mendoza jersey. I'm sure this is what they used to fight about back in the day. Rome wasn't built in a day. This is probably how Rome was actually built, though.
I love it. This is probably what you would see also.
Just chaos.
Just chaos. And you can't really see anything because it's super far away. But let me see. LCA still has...
Dude. Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Who's it down to? Who's it down to? It's a final duel! And the winner, a Raider!
Very good.
All right, so it's literally a Raider.
It looks like what they did too is they have the number of people next to it, and it looks like it'll give you a certain boost, however many you have. So that's sort of like the same thing with the odds. So the more you had, the better chance you had.
Yeah.
So it's like it's the same. I just realized it's the same thing as the duck race.
I mean, it's literally the same thing as the duck race. Just that was interesting. A Raider 217. A Raider 217. Let's effing go. So to a Raider 217, either A, I need you to send me a Venmo, $1 Venmo at Mitchell Renz 365. That way I can get your first name, last name, shipping address. If you don't have a Venmo, I would say you can put your email real quick. We'll take a screenshot and then we'll delete it right out of the chat. That way I can send you an email, get your first name, last name, shipping address. Other option, which it can be hit or miss because it's just more difficult for me, is social media at Mitchell Renz 365. And you could try to send it to me that way. What? A Raider. A Raider. I mean, you guys seem to like
that was fun.
You guys seem to like the fights more than the races.
It's a good time.
Somebody said I'm not sure what's more thrilling. Maybe we'll just try to mix and match, man. Oh wow, the Steelers just made a bunch of moves. Steelers just cut 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 players.
Wow.
Nope. Though they did cut DB Porter. Daryl Porter.
Did they cut Heidenreich?
No. Not yet.
Not yet?
Maybe.
He's from Navy.
Eli Heidenreich. Big fan of his. All right, y'all. I got to hop on out of here today. I want to give a major shout out to all y'all that always pick the Raiders report. And then to a Raider again, please get your Mendoza jersey. $1 Venmo at Mitchell Renz 365 is going to be the easiest way done. But if not, I will say then at Mitchell Renz 365, try to get in contact with me that way. That's how we're going to do it. So I'll be on the lookout for it. But to all y'all out there, final preseason game is in the books. I will be live again on Sunday for the Raiders cut-down day, official cut-down day, 6 p.m. Eastern time. I'll probably be live 2 hours before that. Again, a lot of stuff can change on that day just because they can cut guys right away. And then, the moment we get the rosters, I'll be making a video around it. But enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your Friday. A lot of preseason football. And college football's tomorrow. Like, I'm going to watch some college football tomorrow, and I'm excited to be able to do it. From Cooper, from Reed, my entire Chat Sports team here. Shout out to CJ Raider for the MVP on today's show, and I'm glad that everybody participated on the Royal Rumble. I had a lot of fun. Let's just try not to fight each other during the actual Raiders season.